Hockey fans, welcome to a Friday afternoon Division II NE10 conference tilt as the Ravens from Franklin Pierce University make the 4-hour bus ride south to the frozen tundra of Shelton, Connecticut to take on your post-University Eagles. A pleasant, cold good afternoon here from the Sports Center of Connecticut, high atop in our broadcast center on the bottom floor. I'm Jeff Nelson, the coach Pete Whitney here with me as well. No real pregame show today, Coach, but we got two teams who are both going in the same direction, which is down. Franklin Pierce lost 6 out of 7. Eagles have lost 8 in a row. Between them, they've won one game since the winter break. What do both teams need to do here today, Coach, as we get ready for the opening faceoff?
Well, I mean, one of the things, like the Eagles have not had that one-loss success that you're looking for. However, their play has been fairly consistent, whereas Franklin Pierce, it's interesting, right? 8-goal losses, 6-goal, 7-goal losses, but then they come from behind, down 3-0 and win a game 4-3. So it's anybody's day today.
Opening face-off brought to you by Post University, who wants you to ask yourself, are you a Post person? Post makes it personal with fast, flexible, and affordable programs that are designed to help you achieve your goals no matter where you are on your academic journey. Post offers online, hybrid, and on-campus degree programs to meet your needs. For more information on all Post degree programs, to visit campus, take a tour, or to apply, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. Opening face-off dumped into the Eagle zone, and Santoro chips it out the center to Atkinson. A little bit too far and taken back the other way by the line of Mitchell, Levon, and Blanchette. Rieger dumps it in. That'll be an icing. Coach, talk about our goaltending matchup. Jeremy Connor, senior out of Hazlet, New Jersey. He is 4-6 on the season, 4.21 goals against average, and an .878 save percentage. And for the Eagles, Ben Cunine, the senior out of Pembroke Pine, Florida, back after being a little injured. He's 2-6-1 on the season with 3 shutouts. 2.63 goals against average, and a remarkable .919 save percentage. Puck chipped out the center. Dumped back in by Nick Fish. This number one line for Franklin Pierce is their high scoring line. Mario Paganini, Nick Fish, and Austin Pick. Last time these two teams played, the Ravens won 4-2. That was the Ravens' last conference victory. They've lost 4 in a row inside the NE10. Currently sit 4th with 18 points. Eagles sit in last place with 8 points, but a win today and a loss by Southern New Hampshire will move them into the 5 spot. No icing as the puck's dumped down. Christensen rims it around the far side. Bolak sends it down a little bit too far for Kimball. Puck comes all the way back to Noble. He's able to keep it in, send it back into the near side corner. Kimball fights for it, chips it back toward the point. Noble again keeps it in a long shot that goes by the blocker of Connor. Into the far side corner. Kimball rides out his man, and the puck's sent high in the air to center, where it's caught by Hope. Hope leaves for Jonathan Meyer, the sophomore out of Sweden. Sure, he's excited with the Olympics upcoming. Long pass back to Meyer again, off his stick, so no icing. They'll roll in the zone. He'll pick it behind the net. He'll get checked on his way over there. Checked by Cade Miner, a freshman out of NY Dynamo in Lee, New Hampshire. Puck sent right on, stopped by Connor. Back to the point to Glasser. The captain sends a shot high and wide, bounces off the corner board. Comes back towards Glasser again. He'll take a one-time shot looking for the deflection of Meyer in front. Just missed, but a save by the right pad of Jeremy Connor. And a long shot from center, gloved by Connor as the Eagles change it up, and both teams really do change it up behind the play. Tisdale sends a puck up the center looking for the stick of Ursillo. Tisdale takes it again, tries to send it up on the right wing, but then turns it over the other way. And here's Mateo Pekka on right wing over the line, looking for McQuegan. Couldn't get it there, and a puck chopped at by Jacob Howell. Howell sends it on the net, stopped by Connor again. Played to the side of the net now over in the near side corner. McQuegan fighting for it. Leaves a check behind the net, and here's Pekka coming out the far side. Pekka looking to go back to the point. He finds Kennedy coming off the bench for a shot. Blocker save by Connor as Kennedy took that pass and rolled in for a shot at the top of the near circle. Blocker down by Connor. McQuegan steals it, leaves it for Pekka, falls to Kennedy, takes a shot, through the screen right on, stopped again by the blocker of Connor. Pekka couldn't find the rebound, and finally the Ravens get it out to center and all the way down. This could be icing. Coach talked about it in the pregame, 11, 8, 8, 7, 6, and 5. Those are the goals that Franklin Pierce has given up in their last 7 games. That's 48 goals in 7 games, 6.85 per game. That's not going to get it done most nights.
No, and it's just it's so odd. There's like this, it looks like a different team than that was in first place in the NA10 for more than a week or two.
So we've got the Ravens, who are giving up an absurd amount of goals per game currently, and the Eagles, who have been struggling to score. That's going to be one of the themes for today. Gazzardi spins it all the way around, goes into the corner, turns back, leaves for Kennedy. Kennedy gets chopped at by Drew White, freshman out of East Hartford, Connecticut, making a homecoming. But the Ravens are able to bring it out of the zone and out the center. They'll dump it in the Eagle zone, able to make a line change finally, and Rieger spins away from the check of Drew White. Here's Kennedy. Kennedy spins away from Levon. Feeds it up the middle, off a stick. This might be icing. Oh, they're going to wave off the icing, say it was deflected. Connor has to come out and play. They'll spin it away from Bolak. Santoro out there. Hits his man. Puck comes free to center. And Bolak will send it right back in. Eagles mixing and matching lines today a little bit more than normal, at least to start the game. We'll see how that continues through the game. Long pass up on right wing, looking for the streaking McGuire. The Raven captain, Doug McGuire, out of Elk Grove Village, Illinois. Turnover at center to Nick Fish. Fish, though, checked off by Noble, stole it right away with that stick check and the body, and the puck played back into the Raven zone, taken by Todd Branish. Branish looking up the middle for Sam Mitchell. Puck spun away and played by Hawkins out the center. Hawkins looked for Meyer. This will be an icing, but no, Hawkins is going to win the race. Good job by Hawkins there. Gives to Meyer. Meyer looking in front of Macau. Macau, it was to his backhand side, not his forehand side. Otherwise, he would have had a one-timing opportunity. McGuire turned it over at center, but gets the puck back, dumps it in. Ravens will change behind the play, and Rieger picks it up behind his own net with 5 minutes gone in the first. No score here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. We thank you for joining us wherever you are across the Post University Sports Network. Here's Hawkins. Fancy move, 1-on-4. Leads for Kennedy, and a shot that gets stopped by Connor. Sent behind the net as Hawkins did some good work, 1-on-4. And Kennedy came to pick it up. Macau looking for the pass on right wing for Rieger. Goes off his stick into the far side corner. Played by Macau. Macau gives back to Rieger. Rieger, middle of the circle, tries to spin a backhand shot, gets chopped off his stick, and played on the stick of Max Christensen, who tries to get it out. Looking ahead for Sterling. Sterling got a stick on it, so no icing, and Macau will play it behind his own net as the Ravens change up behind the play. Kennedy behind Ben Kunin. Gives to Rieger. Rieger, long pass right in the middle of the ice to McQuegan. McQuegan finds Pekka. Pekka's got speed on right wing, cruising it for a shot that gets stick checked away before he can get it off. Then a rebound turnaround. Gets deflected wide. O'Connell pinches in. Tries to get it off the stick of Ursillo. Good job to take it away. And Howell takes a shot that's deflected into the near side crowd. With 5:52 gone in period one. Good start for the Eagles. They seem to be getting that pressure. Again, they have a lot of shots on net. They have 36 more shots on net than the Ravens do all season long and 24 less goals, but they are buzzing in the zone early.
Yeah, they're doing a good job. I mean, Franklin Pierce came out early with a 2-1-2. Now they're going with a 1-1-3. So if Potes can get it on the backside of those three, they've been able to create some offense off of that.
O'Connell pinching in, try to keep it in. Right now it's right at that blue line, and then a check from behind. Dangerous hit, and down goes Isaiah Frankel. There was no penalty called on the play, at least at the beginning of the play. But Frankel got boarded, the junior out of San Diego, California. 6'1", 195. He did get hit from behind by McQuegan and was down on his knees and now is able to get up, so we'll see if it's a 2 or a 5. To start the game, the Eagles, just as we were praising them, they go shorthanded, where Franklin Pierce is 20 for 93 on a man advantage, 21.5%. That's second in the NE10. The Eagles are 57 for 68 on the penalty kill, 83.8%. That's third in the NE10. It's 2 minutes to McQuegan for boarding at 6:02.
Eagles penalty on number 24, 2 minutes for boarding time, penalty 6:02 of the first. That's number 24.
Ravens have it in their own zone. They go D to D and try to bring it out. Again, this line of Pick, Fish, and Paganini out there on the power play. They have 29 points, 16 points, and 23 points respectively between Paganini, Fish, and Pick. Back to the point to McGuire. McGuire feeds for Fish. Fish, far point, closes in, Man goes down. That's Paganini right by Kunin and centered in front. And a big stop by Kunin. Looking behind him, but he's got his glove on it. As Fish came in there, that's a mistake by Fish. He's 5'11" and Glassroot 6'7". Definitive size difference there.
Yeah,
40 seconds gone in the penalty.
Plus, you don't want to get into anything. You're on a power play.
So you mentioned Eagles 2-9-1 in conference on the season, 3-15-1 overall. They have 8 points, or 2 points behind Southern New Hampshire for 5th. 10 points behind these Franklin Pierce Ravens, but a home-and-home set with the game here today, and then a 7 o'clock puck drop up in New Hampshire tomorrow. The Eagles can get back into the race. Again, 4 seed gets a home game in the first round of the playoffs. With these games being worth 3 points and every team having 8 games left, the Eagles have their opportunity here to claw their way back in by getting a victory today and seeing if they can get one tomorrow. Shot taken by Murray, stopped by Connor. As the Eagles are shorthanded, Noble has it to center, sends it right back in past the bouncing stick of Austin Pick. And the Ravens will start within their own zone, 44 seconds remaining on their man advantage, first of the game. Brandish, gets to center, dumps it down around the boards. Foster in there, gets checked off by Hope, but Foster comes away with it. Foster on the half wall, looking to go back to the point, but a good job by Hope to ride him up the line. And Gazzardi helped out as well, double teaming him, pushing him to the blue line, turned it over, and the puck sent all the way down the ice. 20 seconds remain on the man advantage. Minor gets to center, dumps it down around the boards. Gets stopped off by the official, so it gets stopped before it goes all the way around. Now it finally gets around. Played by Sterling. Sterling in the corner, goes back to the point to Brandish. Comes over here for Sterling. Sterling closes in, shot with a deflection in front. Stopped by Kunin. That deflection was by the aforementioned Frankel, and puck comes to center. Eagles back to full strength there. Ravens 0 for 1 on the man advantage so far here this afternoon. The Eagles did a good job on that penalty kill, really only letting the one serious opportunity on Ben Kunin. McCall inside his own zone. Reverses the flow over here to Kennedy. Kennedy, D to Rieger. Rieger gets to center, spins back. Nice behind the back pass to Kennedy. Feeds it up the line, looking for Howell. Goes off his stick inside the Raven zone. McQuegan there makes a big hit, gets the puck turned over. Trying to center it out in front. They do, looking for a stick, and then it's chopped away by Chase Levon, the freshman out of Arvado, Colorado. Glassroot sends it right back in after it got dumped out to the far side. Howell checks off defenseman Madsey. Spins it back to Tisdale, who swings it around the wall, looking to get it out to center, and they do. Glassroot chips it back to center. Ravens have to wait to get onside, but Pekka comes back, the stick check from behind. He'll bring it out of the zones. Gets to the red line, dumps it in. Eagles change behind the play with Kimball, Murray, and Bolak coming on the ice together as a unit for the first time. Puck chipped to center. And O'Connell will play it inside his own zone. Looking for Bolak, a little too far. Off Kimball's stick, it's slowly rolling toward the goal line, so no icing. And picked up by Minor. Madsey behind his own net with halfway gone in period number 1. A fast-moving period number 1 so far. No score here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. Turned over inside the zone. Santoro with a shot right on, stopped by Connor as Santoro picked it clean. Murray back to the point to Noble, but they crisscrossed and miscommunicated, and the puck goes out to center. Right back in is Gazzardi on right wing. Gazzardi over the line trying to power move. Instead goes behind the net. Delayed penalty upcoming on the Ravens, and there it is. A hooking penalty at 10:01, and the Eagles will go on their first power play of the game, Coach. On a hook by, looks like that's going to be Cade Minor, the freshman out of Lee, New Hampshire.
Yeah, and that just came from post moving, getting their feet going, forcing their opponent to get a stick on them and take a penalty.
Eagles 12 for 79 on the man advantage, 15.2%. That's 6th in the NA10. That's last. Franklin Pierce 56 for 71 on the penalty kill, 78.9%. That's 5th in the NE10, and the Ravens win the faceoff. Tried to shoot it all the way out, but it takes a funky bounce and kept in nicely by Kennedy. Atkinson chopped at it, gave to Howell. Howell shakes a long shot that goes off a leg and is blocked. Howell tries to pick it up center slot. Kennedy does a good job to keep it in, swing it to Rieger on the right side. Rieger, long shot toward the net, swallowed whole by Connor as he was looking for a deflection more than anything. So a little bit of craziness in the zone. 18 seconds gone on the Eagles' first power play. No score.
Yeah, both teams really, Jeff, kind of still sort of feeling it out a little bit.
Santoro wins that puck back to Rieger. Excuse me, Kennedy. Kennedy to Rieger. Rieger fakes, holds, shoots. Blocked in front, never gets to Connor. Played off the half wall and off the official, so it didn't go all the way down the ice. You don't get a whistle for it going off the linesman.
That's the second time that poor guy's got hit.
It doesn't create a scoring opportunity, but it does not help the Ravens. It didn't go all the way down the ice, so advantage Eagles. Kennedy, D to Rieger. Rieger on the far side, looking across the ice for somebody. He gets up to Howell. Howell back to Kennedy. Kennedy being pressured, gets it back down to Howell. Nice passing to Rieger. Rieger looking down low, finds Santoro, who tried to shoot it but couldn't get the shot off, and the puck sent all the way back out the center and down. Kunin comes way out to give it up to Santoro as the Ravens change behind the play. Santoro spins off the check of Tisdale and loses it out to center. Nice try by Ben. Didn't get all of his pass, which didn't let Santoro go in with speed and allowed the Ravens to make the line change. 44 remaining on the man advantage. The Eagles' first power play of the game, no score. Sports Center of Connecticut on a Friday afternoon. We thank you for joining us wherever you are on the Post University Sports Network. Here's Murray. Bringing it in over the line on right wing. He has it chopped off his stick, but he kept going. Spins away from Tisdale and gets it to Pekka. Pekka goes back to Norling. Norling gives to Murray. Murray to Pekka in the slot. Spun away with it. Goes back to Norling center point. Norling to Pekka. Across the ice looking. Holds O'Connell down low in front. Nice triangular passing play, but didn't get the shot off, and it sent all the way down the ice. 8 minutes to go in period one. Power play about to expire. Norling plays it in his own zone, and the Eagles are 0 for 1 on the man advantage. Pass too far for Hope. Turned over, sent right back into the Eagles zone, where Gazzardi chases after. White for the Ravens does a good job to turn it over. Now Foster on the half wall. Foster trying to go back to the point. McCowell gets a stick on it, but can't get it out. Santoro in there as well. He's been out there a while. Finally, Gazzardi comes away with it. Spindles it back to McCowell behind his own net, and everybody will go off on a line change for the Eagles. At least that forward group will. And McCowell behind his own net leaves for Meyer. Meyer with speed, going around, looking ahead for Hawkins. He found Hawkins' stick, but he wasn't able to control it. McCowell then dumps it in, chases his own dump in. Liam Crowley, the freshman out of Melrose, Massachusetts, picks it up, sends it dangerously in the middle, and then shot into the Ravens bench. With 7:12 to go in the first period, no score. Coach, not a bad Eagles power play. Didn't really get many shots, but the puck was moving around a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, they were moving it, and Pierce, right, in that house area there, they're just kind of constricting, and hard to find those lanes when a team does that. You almost have to move it back up high and move it around the other side to try to create some width, some spread from the defense.
Murray and Sterling on the draw. One by Murray. Goes back to the point to Kimball, who tried a backhand shot that got blocked and sent out the center. Hope plays it at his own blue line. Ravens struggling to control it. Sterling finally gets it back to his D-man and then fed up a pass to Matthew Frett. Frett tried to spin a quick pass to Ursillo. Fanned on his pass. Good work on the wall there by Ursillo. Tried to chip it up and then sent back into the Ravens zone. Eagles doing a good job putting pressure on early. Long cross ice pass down the ice looking for Ursillo. No icing. Ursillo will pick it up in the far side corner. Spin off the check of Noble. Give it back to Fred. It goes back to the point. Long shot glove. Probably was going high and wide by Sterling. But Kunin gloved it down anyway with 6:34 to go in the first period. Still no score.
Yeah, that's a good play by Ben. I mean, there was a little bit up and down, so the guys are a little bit gassed. Just get a fresh line out there, and Coach can put who he needs to win the draw.
Face off to Ben's right, won by Sterling, but Pekka did a good job to jump right into the circle, pick it off, go around the defense. It's a 2-on-1 now, looking for McQuiggan. McQuiggan in, and he's stopped by Connor.
That was a grade A play and a grade A save.
Hugh looked like he had more of a chance to shoot it, instead went to the backhand. That gave Connor time to come back and make the save.
Tried to tuck it around.
Great save by Jeremy Connor. Keep this no score. Again, we're talking about a bit of a contrast here in that the Eagles have been struggling to score, particularly in the second half of the year. 1.71 goals a game since the start of the new year, while the Ravens are giving up 6.85 goals a game. So something's got to give here today.
Yeah, for sure.
McQuiggan again over the line. He's chopped at it. Eagles are offside, so they'll have to change up, and there's the whistle for the offsides as Howell kept pushing in with 5:40 to go in the first period. Stay with us in the first period intermission. We'll go around the post-university sports scene, a rather busy one for late in January as the spring sports are starting to heat up, getting ready to get those going. Winter sports getting ready for playoffs in a couple weeks, so busy time.
Yeah, I got to imagine lacrosse will be plowing off the field pretty soon.
Men's baseball making that trip to Florida in a couple weeks. It's coming quickly. Puck inside the Eagles zone, sent back to the point, but a good job by Glassroot to get up after getting checked and take the puck away, looking for Atkinson. He comes in over the line, does Atkinson. Atkinson driving toward the net, and for rebound shot taken toward the net. Third shot out, and the puck's still there in the crease, and they can't find it. Do the Eagles. The Ravens get it out the center, though, as Tisdale's taken down. What are they going to call? Because he did have the puck. Are they going to call interference? They're going to call a hook at 14:47. And the Ravens will go to their second man advantage of the game on a hooking penalty to A.J. Gazzardi. That was right after, again, Coach. Eagles had a couple of opportunities, 3 shots, and a puck left in the blue paint. But the Ravens found a way to get it out. Nice stick by Tisdale to get it out. Puck dropped quickly, one back to the point to the Ravens. 0 for 1 on the man advantage. Here's Fish. Nick Fish back to the point to McGuire. McGuire comes over here for Pick. Pick looks down, finds Paganini. Second in the NE10 in scoring. Paganini on the goal line. Back to the point to McGuire. McGuire over to Fish. Fish tries to take a shot. It's blocked by Noble. Puck chopped away. Pekka tries to get it out, and he does. Good job by the Eagles to work hard to get that puck out. And they did. Pick gives up to Paganini. Good job by Noble to stand tall at the line and force the turnover, and McGuire will play it at center. McGuire brings it in up on left wing. He's over the line. McGuire has room, takes a shot, stopped by Kunin right at the top of the paint to make that save, and Eagles not happy that Ursillo gave him a snow shower with 42 seconds gone on the man advantage and 4:30 remaining in the first period. Still no score. Coach, Eagles did a good job working there to get that puck out of the zone a couple times.
Yeah, again, their penalty kill, unfortunately, maybe more experience with it this season than you'd like, but they have been making the most of it as far as killing it off at the opportune time, just like that.
Puck sent all the way down the ice by the Eagles. Good job there again to get it out. Blocked a couple shots along the way. And out come the Ravens to center. With speed is Sterling over the line. Nice check by Murray to turn him over, and Bolak sends it all the way down. Brought back to center, in over the line. Miner got it turned over before he could get it deep and sent right back out to center again, where Branish will play it. Eagles standing tall at the blue line, not letting the Ravens come back in. Puck chipped ahead. Kennedy finds it and sends it all the way down the ice. Good job there, Coach, again by the Eagles. Rotating nicely so far with 30 seconds remaining on the man advantage. A Ravens player goes flying into the ice. Don't know if Santoro hit him or not, but somebody went flying, and the puck sent all the way down the ice. Is that an offsides or an icing? I think that's an icing.
Yeah.
With 18 seconds remaining on the man advantage, Coach, the Eagles have done a good job standing at the blue line, not letting the Ravens get into the zone after that opening faceoff on the power play.
Yeah, again, there's the area of the game, unfortunately, it's a big area, right? Where they struggle is putting pucks in the net. Honestly, everything else is pretty darn solid.
Face-off one. Shot taken from the point, stopped by Glassrood. Excuse me, stopped by Connor on the shot by Glassrood on the shorthanded opportunity. .15 seconds remaining on the man advantage. McCowell on the draw here. Eagles again have more shots on this power play than the Ravens do. Face-off one, though, by the Ravens and brought out to center. With speed is Blanchette. Blanchette looks for a cross-ice pass too far for Tisdale. Tisdale spins away with it. Eagles chip it back to the point. Shot taken toward the net, gets deflected, goes around the wall. Mitchell. Eagles have officially killed off power play number 2. Mitchell behind the net. Good work by Hawkins to come away with it on the far side. He'll just lightly chip it to center. This might not get down. It won't. Good lob wedge by Hawkins, and then a follow-up hit to do it. A 200-foot skate and a big hit now. Hope hits Mitchell, forces a turnover there. Eagles get it back and all the way down on his knees, falling is Tisdale. He manages to get back up and play it back to his D partner in Madzi. Takes a return feed up the middle. Eagles do a good job to get a stick on it, and a long shot from the center, stopped by Kunin. He leaves for Noble. 2:33 to go in the first. No score. Here's Noble, who lost the puck inside his own zone. Gets it back, though. Chips it up to Howell at center and dumps it down around the boards from near to far inside the Raven zone. McQuegan down low, checking off Orsillo. Puck sent toward the net, stopped by Connor. Played behind and out to Hope. Hope to Howell, sends it right back in around the boards. McQuegan tries to chip it back to the point to Kennedy. Does a good job pinching in to keep it in. Sends it down into the near side corner. Reversing the flow is Crowley. Puck sent out to center, though, past the stick of Rieger. Rieger being chased. Gets the puck high in the air. Too far for Howell. Turns it back to Crowley, and the Ravens now inside their own zone, looking for the long pass to Foster. Foster gets a stick on it, but turned it over again. And a nice pass by Kimball. Excuse me, by Pekka to Kimball. Howell, long shot blocked as he entered the zone, and the Eagles turn it over. Here's Foster. Foster pushes to center, over the line. They say he's onside. He spins away with it at the half wall, looking to center in front, but a nice stick by Kimball. Turns it over. Now Bolak ahead to Murray. Murray has Bolak coming. Murray toward the net with the shot, sticked away into the far side glass. It stays in play, sent behind the net to Bolak, who has some time and space. Tries to center in front to Murray. Puck lay there for a moment as Kimball cruised in for it. Good swipe check away by the Ravens into the far side corner. Bolak takes the hit instead of the body. Lucky he didn't get an interference call on that, as that puck was squirting away. Referees kept their arm down. Ravens have the puck, send it out to center, dump it high, played by Glassrud. Glassrud spindles it up for Kimball. Kimball sends it in around the board, stopped by Connor. Connor leaves it for Branish with 45 remaining in period one. Still no score. An up and down period, to say the least, but the Eagles have done a good job defensively, keeping the puck out of Ben Kunin's crease. Glassrud leaves for Santoro. Santoro gets watched by Sterling, so he'll give back to Glassrud with 25. Glassrud comes out the near side this time, looking up ahead for the stick of Gazzardi. He turned it over, sent right back in. High above Ben Kunin, behind the net, but then turns it over to Sterling. Sterling in the near corner, centered it in front. He found somebody streaking. It was Fret. The Eagles do a good job to get it away, and then a pass for Santoro too far. This should be an icing. Nope, Santoro might win the race. And almost looked like Santoro slowed up at the last second, thinking he had won the race, but they're going to call the icing with 7.3 to go in the first period.
Well, the Pierce player was inside of Joe, closer to the puck, so that usually that guy's going to get the nod every time.
Although the referees are talking, so let's see maybe if they change the call. They're going to move it to center, Coach.
Okay.
So they have decided, and they're going to let the Eagles change as well, so that faceoff's coming back to center. Don't think Coach Foley particularly agrees with that. With 7.3 seconds to go in the first period. Murray and Sterling will be on the draw. One by Sterling, played back to Madzi. Puck high up in the air, and that'll end period number one here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. An entertaining first period, you'll say, but shockingly no goals. Again, Pierce has given up almost 7 goals a game over their last 7. Eagles struggle to score, so for now the struggle to score is winning the giving up a bunch of goals, Coach.
Yeah, honestly, watching these two teams play, I watched quite a bit of the Pierce games as well over break and recently, and the first periods are kind of like this for both teams, right? It's rare for Post to be doing much scoring in the first period, so I think you look for the second period, the adjustments being made by the coaches and things to open up at that point.
I found it interesting that the linesmen were yelling at the Franklin Pierce players as they were trying to get off the ice, Coach. So I don't know what's going on there, but.
Well, I mean, etiquette-wise, you're supposed to let the home team completely get off. Don't go by their bench until everybody's off the bench, off the surface. Then you go.
Broken etiquette early in the hockey game here this afternoon at the Sports Center of Connecticut, where we have no score through 1 period of play. We'll come back in 2 minutes with you. Look around the Post University sports scene. You're listening and watching to Post University Hockey on the Post University Sports Network. First intermission here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. Eagles and Ravens tied at 0-0 as neither team able to score in the first period. So, first period intermission, what do? We go around the Post University sports scene as we typically do in the first intermission. That's brought to you by Post University and its 17 NCAA Division II athletic programs from its nationally ranked men's soccer team, who have made the NCAA Sweet 16 3 years in a row, with a brand new women's flag football team that's slated to start in spring of 2026. Post offers a variety of sports in every season you can enjoy. Whether a student, a parent, or a fan, for more information on Post University athletics, news, scores, and upcoming schedules for all your favorite teams, please go to posteagles.com. That's posteagles.com. Eagle fans, Valentine's Day is coming up, and don't be one of those people that waits till the last minute to get that gift. What better way to surprise that special someone in your life who loves the Eagles than with Post University branded items and clothing? So how do you get those items? Well, you go to posteagles.com, click on the Fans tab, then choose School Store on the left-hand side and shop till you drop for all the latest Eagle swag and apparel. Shop today and use the code SAVE20 to receive 20% off any order of $100 or more. Exclusions do apply. That's code SAVE20, SAVE20. It'll expire tomorrow, Saturday, January 31st. Do it today. Busy time around the Post University sports team. We'll start with men's basketball, who came off a last-second win against the University of Bridgeport the other day, 75-74. With the win, the Eagles moved to 9-11 on the season, 8-4 in the CACC. University of Bridgeport falls to 9-19 overall, 6-6 in the CACC. Eagles now move their way up to third with being 8-4 inside the conference. There were 8 lead changes and 4 ties in a tight first half, but ultimately the Eagles win late on a free throw by Gianni Thompson, which gave the Eagles a 1-point lead, and a big defensive play by junior guard Zay Sullivan held on for the 75-74 win. Zion Lott led all scorers with 21 points, going 7 for 13 from the field, hitting 3 or 4 shots from three-point land. Post remains undefeated in conference play at home, winning all 6 of its home conference games while losing 2 non-conference home games for an overall 6-2 record at the Drubner Center. They are 6-0 when leading at halftime this season as well. Post in the last 2+ seasons has won 7 of 8 against the University of Bridgeport. They will play Holy Family tomorrow on the road, 3 p.m. Back on December 6th, the Eagles came away with their 9th consecutive win against the Tigers, 71-57. So good job by the men's basketball program. Congratulations and welcome to Post University. They've hired a new assistant cheerleading coach. That's Ariana Gonzalez. She comes with an extensive background of cheerleading from her time at the University of Connecticut. She was part of the cheer team from 2017 to 2021 while earning an undergraduate degree in sociology. She then went on to get a graduate degree, a master's of social work on policy practice in 2022. During her time at UConn, again, we mentioned she was a successful cheerleader. She also spent some time working with the Boston Celtics as well. So congratulations to Ariana Gonzalez and welcome to the Post University family. She'll serve as an assistant cheerleader coach. Also welcoming into the Post University family as coach is Rebecca Frink. She's a women's soccer assistant coach. Spring season is right around the corner, and new head coach Megan Ryan's first season at the helm will begin with spring practice. She brings in Frisk, who currently serves at Oakwood Soccer Club in Glastonbury, Connecticut, where she is the Zone 1 girls director and leader within the youth development program, while also overseeing and leading striker clinics. She has coached girls at the EDP and GA levels and previously served as a full-time head coach within the club. Her coaching background spans multiple regions, including Florida, Massachusetts, and Connecticut. From 2019 to 2021, Frank assisted with the NEFC clinics in Amherst, Massachusetts, while competing as a Division I athlete at UMass Amherst. So welcome to the family, Rebecca Frink, new women's assistant soccer coach. 17 players from fall sports have qualified for the all-academic team. To qualify, you need a cumulative GPA of 3.50, and as a first year, you need on a 4.0 scale. Same thing for a grad student. So for the Eagles, 17 players qualify. You've got from women's volleyball, Alexa Arnold in sports management, Alyssa Groves, Christina Parrish, all of whom qualify from women's volleyball rather. Women's soccer had 8 players, and men's soccer had 7 players to round out the. So it should be 18. It says 17 here. That counts for 18. So we'll say 18 players have qualified. Congratulations to them. Women's basketball, they're coming off a victory against the University of Bridgeport of their own, 60-44. Eagles now moved to 7-9 on the season. They've come a long way since early December, 5-6 in the CACC. Only a game out of third in conference. University of Bridgeport falls to 8-8 overall, 6-6 in the CACC. Tyra Tyson led the offense for the second straight game, scoring a team-high 13 points. She went 7 for 10 from the free throw line. Post is 5-0 this season when holding an opponent under 50 points. After forcing 38 turnovers against Chestnut Hill College over the weekend, Post forced another 34 against the University of Bridgeport. The Eagles now 5-1 at home on the season, with 4 of those 5 wins coming in conference play. The Eagles will take on Holy Family for the first time this season. Saturday afternoon, 1 p.m., that's tomorrow. The Eagles are 3-33 all-time in the series against Holy Family. So the Eagles look. So women's basketball at 1, men's basketball at 3 up at the Drubner Center tomorrow. Women's hockey will round it out with congratulations to Emma Hohen for the second time this season. The junior defenseman has been named Defensive Player of the Week after her big home weekend. She scored 2 goals, including the game winner against St. Michael's on Friday, and had 3 assists as well for 5 points. The Eagles were 2-0 against the Purple Eagles over the weekend. They'll head back on the road this weekend as they'll play at St. A's tonight, 7:15, and then a rematch 1 p.m. Eagles currently 6th in the NEWHA standings, the only Division I program for the Eagles. They're 1 point out of 5th and 9 points out of 4th. 4th place obviously gets you that home series. Still plenty of time left, but the Eagles want to make some moves in the ever-competitive NEWHA, and really, head coach Brandon Brown in his first season. The Eagles are competitive. That's all you can ask for from top to bottom in the NEWHA. Well, 1 through 7 in the NEWHA is pretty competitive, and home ice might be a key in a playoff series. That's your look around the post-university sports scene for a Friday afternoon here in the frozen tundra of Shelton, Connecticut. We'll come back in 2 minutes with a recap of the first period and a look around anything else we can figure out as we're listening and watching the post-university hockey on the Post-University Sports Network. First period intermission here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. Jeff Nelson, Coach Pete Whitney here with you. A first period recap, well, pretty simple. Nobody scored. Ravens were 0 for 2 on the man advantage. Eagles 0 for 1 on the man advantage. Shots on goal in the first period. For the Eagles, 13 for Franklin Pierce 5. That sort of directed how the play looked. Shot attempts are heavily favored in the Eagles' favor as well. Face-offs, however, Franklin Pierce 10-6 in period 1, which kind of shocked both of us, but sometimes those even draws, you got to give them to somebody. And so 10-6 Franklin Pierce through first period. Overall, Coach, I thought the Eagles were up. They were into it. They did really well on the penalty kill. Didn't give up a whole heck of a lot of opportunities. Had opportunities of their own. A lot of pauses I think you can take from that one period, but still 2 periods to play.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think you make a couple of adjustments. I think maybe they can. There's a lot of pressure that Franklin Pierce brings 3 along the wall in the D zone, their offensive zone, and Post defensive zone, so that there is that opportunity perhaps for Post to reverse the puck, maybe send it forward across and come out that side and kind of catch them that way, kind of overloading to that side, because that's what they're doing. Right now the Post defenders are trying to beat that first player with a pass, and they may beat that first player, but they still have a second and actually a third player on that side. So they've struggled with that just a little bit. Unless it kicks out, they struggle with that. But they've been recovering too, because only 5 shots on goal. So while that might be a strategy to keep it in, they haven't been able to produce any offense off of that.
Games around the NE10 today. It's all conference from here on out. Southern New Hampshire's at St. A's this afternoon. They dropped the puck at the same time we did, and Southern New Hampshire leads 1-0 in the first intermission. That's who the Eagles are chasing right now. St. Mike's and Assumption will play at 7:40. Everybody will then do it again tomorrow. Southern New Hampshire, St. A's at 4, St. Mike's and Assumption at 4:20, and the Eagles will be at Franklin Pierce at 7, so the Eagles will get a nice 4-hour bus ride of their own tomorrow. And then they're all off till next Friday, where the Eagles will be at St. Mike's. The next home game will be Valentine's Day weekend, where Coach and I will get to spend some Valentine's Day time together, both on the 13th at 4 and the 14th at 1. Both of our wives are really thrilled by that.
That's a highlight for me. I look forward to it.
Both of our wives are really thrilled by that.
Really do, yes. Well, they say absence makes the heart grow fonder, so at this point our wives must be ecstatic.
So is a frying pan to the head. Either one can happen, depending on how the day goes. But that'll be the next Eagle home games, Friday, February 13th at 4, Saturday, February 14th at 1 here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. Eagles about to take the ice for the start of the second period. Again, we thank you for joining us wherever you are on the Post University Sports Network that comprises the CACC Network and YouTube.com/Go Post Eagles. Crowd, decent crowd, filed in a little later than normal. These 4 o'clock starts. Sometimes the crowd pours in a little later, depending on traffic and freezing cold weather.
Traffic, too, on Route 8 through there can be tough.
Yeah, those frost heaves that we are now experiencing, and the 9 feet of snow in my driveway will cause anybody to slow down.
Yeah.
Although I shouldn't complain too much, because the team from New Hampshire probably has far more snow than we have.
I don't know. I'm not sure how that storm went. I know Cape Cod got a bit of snow. I think they might get something from this storm coming up tomorrow, which
I
more power to them.
Yeah, the good news is that storm appears to be going out to sea. Otherwise, you and I might be doing this game on the 13th in Florida.
Yes.
Through a camera.
I mean, if the university is willing to send us, we'll do it.
It doesn't matter. I was going with or without the university. Either way, start of the second period, Santoro and Levan on the face-off to start period at number 2 here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. Jeff Nelson, the coach, Pete Whitney, here on the broadcast on the Post University Sports Network. Face-off won by the Ravens, so they'll increase that total. Santoro, long pass ahead, looking, Connor, blockers are down, but leaves a rebound for Gazzardi, who takes a shot right on. Stopped by Connor, as Connor sort of got handcuffed, didn't know if he should cover it or play it. He tried to play it, pushed it out in the slot, and Gazzardi came down and took a shot that was stopped by Connor. Gazzardi chopping it in. Good glove by Kimball, gives back to Gazzardi. They're going to call a hand pass, though. 34 seconds into second period, face-off outside the Ravens zone. Good opportunity there by the Eagles, and they've had multiple ones. The McQuegan breakaway, sort of the highlight of the first period offensively, but equally so, the Franklin Pierce goaltender Jeremy Connor saved the defensive play of the first period. Give that face-off win to the Eagles as Murray rips it into the Ravens zone. Played on the stick of Branish. Branish watched by Bolak. Gives it to McGuire, rims it around the boards on the near side and all the way down. This should be an icing with fresh ice, and it will be. It's interesting, Coach. We talked about it sort of pregame jokingly, the ice looking a little wet, considering how freezing cold it is. It's kind of hard to believe that the ice wouldn't just insta-freeze.
No, I agree with you.
And we can always play this out in the parking lot, which is equally as icy.
Yes. I actually got a video from a former player in Dallas. He sent me a video of him skating up and down his street when that storm went through.
There you go. Eagles win. Hope long shot from the point deflected by Murray's stick, but into the near side corner. Murray does a good job fighting with Nick Fish. Gets the puck back, sticks away from Paganini. Murray has a good job on the half wall, now sends it down behind the net to Bolak. Bolak tried to spindle it in front for Kimball. Instead it goes back to the point, then played in the slot. Bolak tried to pick it up, but turned it over, and back comes Austin Pick with speed over the line. Takes a shot toward the net, glove by Kunin. Surprise Pick took the shot from that deep out. That's an easy save for Ben. He had nobody going to the net. And 1:17 gone in period 2. Face off deep in the Eagle zone for the first time this period.
Yeah, I'm guessing that might have got away from him a little bit. I could see a shot from that far going off the pads, hard creating a rebound as you're driving the net, but that's probably what he was looking to do.
Eagles win that face-off clean, sent out the center off McQuegan's stick. McQuegan then gets checked at center, looking for an interference call, not going to get it. Miner picked it up in his own zone, spindled it to center, turned it over to Kennedy. Kennedy chopped it at center. Ravens pick it up, sloppy play. Puck picked up by Howell, now gives to Pekka. Pekka over the line to Howell, up on right wing, looks a shot toward the net off the pads of Connor. Kicked into the corner where Pekka spins away with it. Pekka with some speed toward the net, has some power, takes a shot on the post as Connor did a good job to hold the post, but there was room there. Puck lays right on the goal line, but goes back to Kennedy on the point. Takes a shot toward the net off the hand of Fret. Kept in the zone now behind the net to Howell. Howell tried to center it out in front to Pekka. Gets deflected, shot behind the net. Pekka will pick it up, come out the near side with it, being held the whole way. And there's the penalty call as he was held the whole way through by Cade Miner. He's going to take his second penalty of the period, second period penalty of the game, rather. And at 2:07, the Eagles will go on their second man advantage as Miner gets 2 for holding at 2:07. And I called that one, at least. I saw that one right away.
And that's one of the things, reasons why Mateo is so valuable to this team. Really
Kept the
good,
legs moving.
Really good on the penalty kill. Keeps moving. Gets his chances. He had a nice short side chance there, so he created that whole opportunity.
Face off to the right of Connor. Eagles win it back to the point. Rieger to Kennedy on far point in front, looking for Atkinson, who took a shot but waited too long. That allowed Mazzy to get in front of the block, and the puck sent all the way down the ice. Good developing play, but took a little too long for the shot to get off by Atkinson. And the Ravens able to dump it down the ice. Now the Eagles send the puck back into the Ravens zone, chopped all the way around, held in by Kennedy, but then lost it to Mazzy, who sends it all the way down the ice. Ben leaves it for Rieger behind his own net, who left it alone for a second, thinking Kennedy was coming. Almost turned it over. Good defensive job by Paganini to hem the Eagles inside their own zone, and here comes Kennedy again. Kennedy pass to Rieger up on left wing. Excuse me, that's Atkinson up on left wing over the line. Nearly turned it over, and he did to Kennedy. Kennedy closing in with speed toward the net, looking for a stick, couldn't find it. Pekka now on the power play after drawing the penalty. Kennedy down low as well. Mazzy sends it up the wall. Santoro couldn't keep it in and squirts out the center with a minute gone on the man advantage. The Eagles second of the game. No score so far. Eagles 0 for 1 on that man advantage. Puck rimmed up the wall and almost kept in, but McCowell couldn't. They're going to call offsides at the Raven line. See if they call. Oh, they're going to actually call 6 men on the ice. Too many men on the ice, Coach. I think there's a bench minor coming to the Eagles here. So a bad change. Maybe McCowell touched the puck and the other player wasn't off the ice yet. With 46 seconds remaining on the Eagle man advantage, we're going to play some 4-on-4 hockey as a too many men on the ice penalty is called at 3:21.
Yeah, you have to be careful with that, especially on the power plays where that can happen because you have different personnel. Guys are not used to changing for certain individuals. You know, typically hey, this number's my right wing, this number's my center, et cetera, et cetera. And so we got bit by that one.
Face off to the left of Ben Kunin, all conference goaltender and Ben Kunin. So 46 seconds of 4-on-4, then barring any other penalties, the Ravens will be shorthanded for 1:14. Meyer gets to the red line, dumps it down around the boards to Connor. Connor looks for his man, but it rolls off. So Hope will take a shot from the point. Stopped by Connor, who got back in goal and swallowed it whole with 3:34 to go, gone rather, in period number 2. 33 seconds remaining on the 4-on-4. Good job by Hope.
Yeah,
Find that loose puck.
That was a good quick shot. Good quick release. Actually had the far top corner. That's because he caught the goaltender. It was deep in the net. So that was a good quick release by him.
Ravens have the puck with a nice pass out to center. Here's Ursillo, who couldn't get around. Noble stepped up to make a nice hit, turn the puck over to Hope. Hope goes behind the back nicely and dangerously at the same time to Jonathan Meyer. Meyer feeds a pass to McCall, goes past his stick. Hope tried to chop at it. Meyer comes back for it, and now a brief 2-on-1, but good job by Meyer to hook. No penalty, though. A legal hook because they didn't call it, so Meyer will chip it behind the net, try to get it. With the power play, the 4-on-4 expiring, and now a power play for Franklin Pierce, 1:14 of time. Long pass looking for McCall, stolen away, and the Ravens will get their number 1 unit out, and here comes McGuire. McGuire over the line, spins away with it on the near side point, goes across the ice looking for Pick. Pick sends a shot toward the net in front, banged that by the net. 1 shot, 2 shots, a big hit, and the puck sent all the way down the ice. The Eagles did a good job clearing the front of the net as Fish and Paganini were banging at it. Here's Pick again up at center. He's over the line, makes a left-hand veer, tries to center it toward the net in front, takes the shot that gets blocked, goes behind the net, rimmed around up to McGuire, who plays it on left point. McGuire dumps it down for Fish. Back to the point, long shot, kicked away by Kunin into the corner. Fish tried to spin it back to the point, instead went behind the net. Paganini pinned by Glassrud. Foster comes away with it, goes back toward the point looking for Pick. Pick sends a shot toward the net again, deflected in front, bouncing Foster, 1 shot at it. Rebound is out to center on a good play by Bolak, who chipped it off the stick of McGuire, and the puck rimmed all the way around, right back in with 10 seconds remaining on the Raven man advantage. Back to the point again is Miner. Miner, who's out of the box, holds, waits, gives center point, takes a long shot, deflected off a couple of legs, bounces free, centered it across the crease. Ben looking for it, lay there, and he finally gets on top of it. The power play expires with 5:28 gone in the second period and some pushing and shoving along the way. The scramble drill, as we like to call it, by Franklin Pierce created some opportunities down low, but Ben found the puck and made the save.
Yeah, and for a post, you got to keep composure, right? Because guy will go in, maybe a shove, ref will let that go. But once the second and third guy comes rolling in there, you're kind of rolling the dice, and you don't need to be in the box.
Doesn't look like we're getting any penalties called for the extracurriculars, but let's see. Eagles only have 4 players on the ice right now. Oh, there's the 5th. Officials are talking. Still no score. Ravens 0 for 3 now on the man advantage. Eagles 0 for 2 in this hockey game. Santoro standing at center ice. So now both officials have gone to talk to the coaches. So they're going to make this 4-on-4. Are they saying the Ravens are getting a penalty? Ravens are getting a penalty. After all this, it looks like it's Giovanni Ursillo at 5:28, but I don't know for what. What did he do? Did he say a bad word, which we've seen before?
I think just in that scrum there, again, there's a point where we just don't need everybody shoving each
And
other.
to clarify, it's Isaiah Frankel, number 3, the junior out of San Diego, California. He gets 2 minutes, though we don't know officially what for yet. So an Eagle power play. This is their 3rd of the game, 2nd of the period. And again, the contrasting of styles, the Eagles scoring just under 2 goals per game, while the Ravens are giving up almost 7 goals a game. Face-off, 1 to Rieger on right point. Rieger looks down to Atkinson. It deflects off the stick behind the net. Santoro goes flying. It's 2 for roughing officially for Frankel. Puck squirts free. Now on the goal line is Howell. Goes back to the point to Kennedy. Kennedy over here for Rieger, a little too far, but he picks it up anyway. Takes a shot toward the net. Off the side of the net it went as he blasted a slap shot from 45 feet out. Howell back to Kennedy, who keeps it in. Holds across the ice for Atkinson. Gives to Rieger. Rieger closing in, looking for the pass of Howell instead of taking the shot. Howell picked it up, back to Rieger, though. Same spot, Rieger. Cross the ice. One-timer just the net, and he had a wide corner for it. Rieger near top of the circle, closing in, half wall, goal line, back to Santoro. Takes the shot off the right pad of Connor, who made the save with 1 minute to go on the man advantage. Nice pass to Rieger across the ice. Across again, one-timer. This time Connor made the save as they set Howell up, and then it goes through the crease off the body of Connor. Atkinson gets to Rieger. Gets a return pass. Here's Howell with a shot, missed the net, and that'll go all the way down the ice. Good puck work and good passing by the Eagles. Howell missed an open net twice on a one-timer, and then tried to set it up for a 3rd time there and just missed the net, and the puck ended up down the ice. Back in comes Kennedy. Kennedy over the line, tries to take a shot. It got blocked in front. Rimmed all the way around and kept in. Nope, got all the way down the ice as it slipped by the stick of Norling. Murray, backhand dangerously to pick. This Franklin Pierce team is dangerous shorthanded, particularly Paganini. And Pekka will play it behind his own net and feeds to Murray. Excuse me, to O'Connell. O'Connell goes back to Pekka, who tries to get it in, but he's pinned to the wall right in front of the Eagle bench, and the puck's in all the way down the ice. That'll do it for the Eagles' third power play of the game. Both teams 0 for 3 now. As Murray gets to Norling. Norling goes across the ice dangerously, and it's stolen away by Branish. Branish brings it in over the line, but then he sends his pass, and nobody's there except the Eagles' Murray, who gives to Norling. Norling feeds it up. Backhand pass to McCall over the line. Long shot glove by Connor. That might have been going wide, but why risk it? With 7:44 gone in period 2. Still no score and a face-off to Connor's right. Not a bad power play, Coach. At least that first half, just couldn't get one to go.
No, it was good puck movement, good rotation by the group. Just a couple misses on the wide open net, and just a little lack of execution, but opportunities for sure.
McQuegan and Sterling to the right of Connor, won by McQuegan, who would have been better just to leave it there for Meyer, but Noble picked it up at the blue line. Noble on right point, goes across the ice looking for Hope. Hope looks in front, gets a tip. It's right on to Connor. Not much on it by Hawkins. Now McQuegan spins away from the check, gets it down low to Meyer. Meyer from Sweden, spins away, gets it back up to the point to Noble. Takes a long shot, not much on it, looking for a deflection more than anything. McQuegan got a stick on it. Hawkins then plays it into the far side corner. Hawkins, Meyer close together. Meyer rips it up the wall to Hope. Hope turns it back into the corner, a little too far for Meyer. Chasing after it is McQuegan. 224 is right here in front of the Zamboni door. And a big hit by McQuegan will lead to a breakout, though, by the Ravens. Here's Fret over the line on right wing, sends it toward the net. Ben gets a stick on it. And Noble turns away in a long pass looking for Hawkins. It's on the stick. Hawkins one-on-one over the line. Tries to make a move. Had to roll off a stick. McQuegan there to help. Picked it up. Got it back to Hawkins in the near side corner. He'll spin away with it. Hawkins being checked off by the defensive Madsey. Now 4-player scrum right in front of the Zamboni door. Taken away by Levon, who tries to chip it up the wall, but the Eagles keep it in by Gazzardi. Gazzardi, center point, finds Atkinson. Atkinson takes a shot off the back of the leg of Madsey. That's got to hurt, and that puck sent all the way down the ice. One place you don't want to get hit is the back of that leg because there's no padding there. Atkinson chases a dump in as the Eagles control play. Gazzardi, far side corner, spins up the half wall, dumps it back down for Santoro. Referee does a good job to jump and get out of the way. Madsey pins Santoro to the wall. Puck sent dangerously in the middle, kept in by Rieger. Looks for Gazzardi on the goal line, in the corner. Goes behind the net. Gazzardi still has it. Looking to center, looking to find somebody. He said he goes backwards, but Atkinson had left. Turnover. Gazzardi steps in, tries to keep the puck in. Eagles doing a good job with the forecheck. Santoro has it. Santoro, top of the far circle, cruises to the slot, takes a shot, blocked, picked up his own rebound. Santoro fakes his slap shot, goes back to the point to Rieger. He'll take a shot, blocked again in front. Good job by the Ravens to block, but the Eagles doing a good job to keep it in as Rieger keeps it in. Good zone time by the Eagles. Gazzardi tries to go back to the point, but an excellent steal by Mitchell and a two-man rush for the Ravens. Mitchell over the line. That looked off sides, and it is, as Blanchette took a slow pass by Mitchell. But, Coach, a solid 45 seconds of zone time for the Eagles there. Good forecheck. Didn't get much great shots, or at least block shots, but good opportunities nonetheless.
No, there wasn't. And Pierce is probably in some ways thankful for that offsides because they can get a change. That group been out there for a bit and running around.
Seeing a lot of Rieger and Kennedy tonight, more so maybe. They hadn't been playing together a lot. Now they're playing together, and they've been on the ice a ton so far in the first half of this game.
Yeah, well, they're very skilled, and they're a pair that does work pretty well together.
The reigning and defending NE10 Rookie of the Year. Centered in front for a one-timer. Stopped by Connor as Howell stole the puck, fed McQuegan 15 feet out between the circles for a little slap wrister that Connor got his body in front of. 9:53 to go in the second period. Still no score. Don't forget to stay with us in the second intermission. We'll go around the NE10 as we typically do in the second intermission here on the Post University Sports Network. An ever-growing sports network, by the way. Puck sent toward the net off the face-off, blocked, and here's Austin Pick with speed up on right wing, trying to get around Hope. He'll take the shot that gets deflected and goes wide. Then a recenter in front on a backhand. Ben makes the save. Puck sent toward the net again, gets deflected behind the net. Here's Paganini. Paganini comes out, takes a shot. Don't know if they got the blocker or the post. There are a couple of broken twigs or lost twigs behind the net. McQuegan's is one of them because he doesn't have it. Pick steals it, sends it toward the net looking for McGuire. McGuire gets checked by Hope. There's that broken stick. Pekka tries to get around the broken stick. Puck turned over back to the point. Comes over here to near point. Closing in shot by Branish right on. Ben holds his ground, top of the crease to make that save. But you see that speed with Pick, Fish, and Paganini, Coach. The leading scoring line in the NE10.
Yeah, and they play very, very well together.
Face off to Ben's right. Murray and Foster on the draw. Looks like Foster's getting tossed. That'll bring Frankel in. Frankel's had a busy game. He's been boarded and taken a penalty, so and then he gets to take a face-off. So busy opening 30 minutes there for Isaiah Frankel. Good hockey game so far here on a Friday afternoon in the NE10. Thank you for joining us wherever you are across the Post University Sports Network. That comprises the youtube.com/GoPostEagles or the CACC network. And more to come as this network continues to grow. Puck in the near side corner. Bolak tried to pick it up, got it out the center, so chasing after it is Foster. Excellent work by Kimball to pin him in and give it to Bolak. Bolak gave it to Murray, who took a bad angle shot that went off the side of the net. Bolak tries to center it out in front for Kimball. Kimball tried to find it, but stepping in front was Foster, who will get it away and nearly turn it over to Bolak. Got a stick on it. Wasn't able to get any offensive flow, whereas Franklin Pierce, so they'll dump it down, and O'Connell will play it inside his own zone as the whole Raven team goes off on a line change. No icing as the Eagles got a stick on it. Meyer's going to win the race in the Zamboni corner. Give to Macau. Macau goes back to O'Connell, who's down low. Looks in front for Hawkins. He didn't get anything on it. Meyer fishes it out of the corner. Comes back to O'Connell. O'Connell with through blocker save by Connor. O'Connell with the shot. Connor with the save. Back the other way comes Sterling. Sterling over the line with a chop shot that gets over the net. All the way up the zone, and back comes McCall again with speed. Maybe a 2-on-1 if they hurry. McCall over the line, fake, shoots right on, rebound. The rebound was there for Meyer, and it hopped over his stick. As that shot off the pad you talk about all the time, Coach, happened, left the rebound, just hopped over Meyer's stick.
Yeah, good play, good conceived play.
Ravens struggling to get it out. Eagles keep it in nicely. They're going to say offsides, though. They say Santoro was over the blue line. With 7:29 to go in the second period. Still no score, but good opportunity there. Just hopped over Jonathan Meyer's stick. Santoro still complaining about the offsides, but once the whistle blows, you're not going to get that puck back.
He may just be complimenting him on some portion of his game that he's enjoying as an official too.
I'll say this, when we last broadcasted, Santoro was number one in the league in penalty minutes. He's now third, so either somebody's been a bad boy or he's been much better. Hope tries to spin away from the check of Blanchette. Eagles keep the pressure coming. Here's Gazzardi. Gazzardi brings it in over the line, looking for Norling. Norling spins away from two Franklin Pierce checkers, tries to get it back to the point. He does. Hope looking for a lane, shoots it wide. Gazzardi going to pick it up on the half wall on the other side, goes back to Noble, takes a one-time blast from the point. Didn't get a ton on it, sticked away by Connor, and the puck goes all the way out to center. Don't have the official stats, but I can tell you the Eagles have had a lot of shot attempts in this game. We'll see that at the end of period number 2. Eagles bring it out. It's Kennedy. Gets the center. Looks for Pekka rather. Had it roll off his stick. Brought back in by Fish. Eagles turn it over again. Now a 3-man rush if they hurry. Here's Pekka over the line. Tried to drop it, but instead got mauled by Todd Branish with a big hit. Pekka gets back up. That's what he does. He gets hit and he gets back up, and the puck sent all the way back into the Eagle zone. And Kennedy will pick it up behind the net. Big game for the Eagles, as we mentioned. Big game for both teams, really. Eagles currently in 6th in the NE10. This is their opportunity to climb their way back in if they can get points in this game. McQuegan tried to center it in front for Howell. Got taken down by McGuire. Brought out the other side by Fish. Can't get it out. Good job by Rieger to keep it in. Rieger chases his own puck. Tried to center it in front. It goes off a stick and into the near side Zamboni door. Pekka centers. McQuegan with space. Takes a shot. Blocked in front. Pekka again had it roll off his stick. I'm not sure if he tried to shoot that and it rolled or he tried to pass it and he lost it. Howell tried to chip it in front to Pekka. Puck rimmed all the way out and down by Fish. As this line, this number one offensive line, very tired for the Ravens as the Eagles bring it right back in. They're unable to get the change because their change is on the far side of the ice. Branish goes high into the air. Almost might be good just to shoot it into the netting because there's no accidental penalty for shooting it into the netting because this line is tired. Puck sent back into the zone, stopped by Connor again. Behind the net, Branish chased by Bolak. Tries to get it out. Nice job by Kimball to keep it in. He'll dump it in around the boards behind the net. Macau in front looking for the streaking Bolak, but couldn't go stick to stick, and the puck just kept in by Noble. They'll say onside. Toward the net, deflected just wide by Kimball. Ravens struggling to get it out, and they finally do to center. And when the Ravens do get it out, they don't get a chance to change. This Fish and pick line have been out for a long time, and that's a break for the Ravens as that puck goes into the netting. A face-off just outside the Ravens zone with 4:58 to go in the second period. Eagles have all the momentum and pressure, but they don't have a goal.
No, so far with good puck movement, moving their feet, and changing their offensive scheme a little bit, the Ravens are chasing now, as opposed to getting the opportunity to get that solid zone time.
Rieger will dump in again. Eagles will go back on the forecheck. Hawkins lays a hit on defenseman Minor. Puck goes up the wall, and they finally get it out to center with White. White, long pass up the middle, looking for anybody. Can't find it. Eagles turn him over. Meyer goes back to Hawkins. Hawkins inside his own zone with speed. Gets away from the forecheck of White. Gets to center, tries to dump a pass, did a little bit too much, and turned it over to White, who sends it back in behind Kunin. Puck centered in front. Kunin ends up with the puck in his body as some miscommunication between the Eagle defensemen led to that puck squirting out in front and an opportunity for Isaiah Frankel, whose name we said a few times today. He had an opportunity, but Ben went full Dolphin and made the save there to keep this game at no score.
Yeah, both teams, you could see the level of physicality starting to pick up a little bit, getting a little bit chippier here as the frustrations start to set in.
These two teams will play again tomorrow up at Franklin Pierce, 7 o'clock. So if you're in the area up there in New Hampshire, get to that game, game 2 of the home and home between Franklin Pierce and the Eagles. Back to the point, Minor. Minor looked for a shot. He ended up passing it. It goes nowhere near anybody, but a nice job to keep it in, and a long shot from the point taken by Christensen. Puck rimmed around to the near side. Eagles try to get it out, and they finally do the center. Here's Santoro. 2-on-1 if they hurry. Santoro over the line. Wait, shoot! And a glove save by Connor. Santoro looks to the sky. He got it above the pad, but nice save by Jeremy Connor.
And that was a good sell by Joe, too. Joe really tried to sell the pass and then get the shot off, but goalie was up to the task.
It's ironic when you're giving up nearly 7 goals a game that you have a game where your goalie is stopping everything. But so goes the Eagles' offensive season. But you get one, you get the momentum. 8 games left in the regular season, 7 after today. Opportunity to make your moves up the NE10 start now. 5-player scrum behind the net, and the one player who comes out with it's a Raven. That's Joshua Tisdale, who feeds it up the wall to Sam Mitchell. Mitchell, though, got it chopped off his stick by Noble. Good defensive play there by the Eagles, not allowing the Ravens an opportunity. And then Pekka is taken down behind the play, and he's on the ice. Eagles looking for a penalty. Didn't see exactly what happened, but Pekka able to get up. Eagles looking for a penalty. Bench up in arms over whatever happened to Mateo Pekka, and now a whistle. Don't see any referee's arms up. Pekka not happy. Howell looking to get at one of the Ravens. Looks like Joshua Tisdale is the player the Eagles have ire with. Coach, I didn't see exactly what happened to Pekka. Just saw him on the ice.
Yeah, I know from this angle here, instead of blocking the shot, we just had the beam blocking the view.
Ravens win the faceoff. Branish tried to dump it in, but Rieger stopped that from going deep and gave to Kennedy. Kennedy, with some speed, makes a fancy move, but the puck rolled off his stick as a good forecheck by Levan Keeps the Eagles hemmed in momentarily. Now Rieger popped it up to Branish, but Branish stole it. Looking for Bolak, Branish stole it. Here's Kimball at the red line, dumps it in, and the Eagles will start the forecheck. Here's Bolak coming in on the forecheck, looking to make a hit on Mitchell. Puck bouncing away, kept in the zone momentarily. They score! And they're going to wave it off. They're going to say Kimball touched it with a high stick. And McGuire not happy that it was touched with a high stick. I'll say this, they waved it off right away, but I have a strange feeling if we could replay that he didn't get it that high.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with you.
He waved it from high to low, which is why it probably looked worse than it was, but waved off right away, and we don't have instant replay at this level. And now Murray swipes at and slashes Fish on the draw, and they both get thrown out. These tensions are getting a little high.
But now they get to line up right across from each other.
And they're talking to each other directly, so eventually they're both going to get penalties, I think. But for the moment, no. Murray chases in after McGuire. He pins McGuire to the wall. Puck chipped high in the air, kept in nicely by Kennedy right at the blue line. Murray, as Pick gets slammed to the ice on a hit. This number 1 Franklin Pierce unit getting feisty. As down, there's a penalty there as Paganini was taken down by, I think that was Kennedy. So the Ravens are about to go on a power play unless something else happens. Rieger touches it with 2:24 to go in the second. I think that's going to be Kennedy, 2 for, what do they get, boarding?
No, they got 12.
Bolak, actually.
Yeah.
Thought I saw the official give a sign for misconduct as well, so let's see what goes up. Big moment in the hockey game. It's no score. It's the 4th Ravens power play. But the Eagles have had all the momentum here in the second period. They don't want to give the Ravens a goal here late in the second period. Santoro and Sterling on the draw to Ben's right. Face-off won by Santoro. O'Connell goes behind the net, has Glassroot's help. Trying to pick it up. Puck chipped up the wall by O'Connell, but kept it in the corner. Ravens do a good job to pin it in. Now a 4-man scrum behind the net. O'Connell in there along with Glassroot. That's a beefy defensive combination for the Eagles. Looking to go back to the point of the Ravens, and then Glassroot steps in, steals the puck again. 5 players down in that scrum. Frankel finally comes free, goes back to the point with it. Minor shot toward the net, looking for a deflection more than anything. It goes wide, bounces behind the net, played by Frankel again. He's checked off, though. Glassroot finds the puck, tries to chip it up the wall, and gets it out the center. Good work by the Eagle defenseman down there to chip it out, now offsides. As Sterling brought it back in on a quick return pass. With 1:18 to go in the 4th Ravens power play, 1:42 to go in the second period. Still no score. Face-off just outside the Eagle line. Here's the number 1 unit of Fish, Paganini, and Pick. And here's Pick. Pick dumps it in, tries to take a shot toward the net. It gets stolen away and sent out to center because Fish couldn't keep it in. McGuire spins at his own zone, watched by Pekka, trying to get some speed. He does up on right wing. Pekka does a good job to get a stick on it. Hope will chase it in behind the net. Hope being forechecked by McGuire, who came all the way in, and the puck rimmed around the point to Pick. Pick takes a shot toward the net, deflected wide. Here's Pekka with speed, maybe a 2-on-1 for the Eagles if they hurry. Long pass over here for McQuegan. McQuegan holds, waits, gets checked off nicely by Fish, so no opportunity, and then the puck sent back to center and all the way down the ice. Paganini chasing with it, picks it up on the half wall, looks to center in front. Good blocker stop by Kunin, as that puck was a centering pass more than a shot. Now McGuire, near side, top of the circle, down low to Paganini, turns it over. Excuse me, that's Fish, turns it over, and the puck sent all the way back down the center with a minute to go in period 2, 20 seconds remaining on penalty number 4. Murray is going to take the puck away from Connor. He's going to try to center it to Kimball, who was streaking down the slot, couldn't get it there. Instead, Kimball will spin it to Murray. Murray has it. Eagles doing a good job shorthanded. They'll let the power play expire. Nice kill by the Eagles, and a long shot down the ice. Bounces off of Connor's blocker. With 25 seconds remaining in the second period, Ravens 0 for 4 on the man advantage. Here's Sterling. Up on left wing, over the line, gets checked off again by the Eagles, who pin him right at the white line. Branish sends it right back in, gloved by Kunin, so field position play with 9.5 seconds remaining in period number 2. Face off to Ben's left. Eagles did a good job on that penalty kill, Coach.
They did. They looked in charge. They looked poised.
Santoro and Levan on the face-off to Ben's left. 9:05 to go in period number 2. Still no score. Santoro wins it clean. Kennedy looks for the streak pass, looking for Gazzardi. That's going to go all the way down the ice, and a whistle with 3.6 to go will do it again. See if they go left or right. They're going to go to Ben's left this time. With 3.6 to go in the second period.
They leave their goalie in. It's not the Detroit play.
Very true. Very true. Always that fear. 3-6 is a little too much because you can get that puck and rip it down. Santoro kept it even. That pushed it to the half wall, and that'll end period number 2 here at the Sports Center of Connecticut, where both teams still scoreless in what has been a exciting game. The Eagles really held most of the play, probably 15 minutes of that play in the second period. Killed off a couple of penalties, and there's still no score. But again, we talked about it. The Eagles struggled to score. Ravens were giving up 7 goals a game, and here we are, scoreless through 2.
Yep, just pretty much how we drew it up, I think.
It's exactly what we talked about in the pregame.
Yeah, exactly.
While you were dangerously hanging a banner that
Wow.
freaked me out a little. But
Well,
it's a beautiful banner, though.
It's OSHA approved.
I'm very excited by the banner. But that's where we are through 2 periods. Scoreless here at the Sports Center of Connecticut between the Eagles and Franklin Pierce. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Hopefully our spots will work this time. We'll be back in 2 minutes with a look around the NE10. Scoreless tie here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. You're listening and watching to Post University Men's Hockey on the Post University Sports Network. Second period intermission here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. Scoreless draw so far here between the Franklin Pierce Ravens and the Post University Eagles. Don't forget these two teams will play again tomorrow night up in New Hampshire. 7 p.m. puck drop on the NE10 Now Network. Eagles will then be at St. Mike's next weekend, Friday and Saturday, for a 2-game homestand. Actually, it turns out to be a 3-game homestand, as they will host Southern New Hampshire on Friday the 13th at 4, and then Valentine's Day afternoon at 1 p.m. What better place to bring your Valentine than the Sports Center of Connecticut? 1 p.m. puck drop on February 14th. So come on out and enjoy some NCAA Division II hockey. And as we do in the second period intermission of all men's home games, we go around the NE10 Conference, and that's brought to you by Post University, ranked as one of the top online colleges for 2025 by Newsweek. This month, Post is celebrating 25 years, the last day of the month, a quarter century of empowering learners worldwide. So ask yourself, are you a Post person? Reach out today to see what Post can offer you. Online, hybrid, or on-campus options await. For more information on all Post degree programs, to take a tour, visit campus, or apply, because it is the application season, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. Do it today. As we mentioned, Eagle fans, Valentine's Day is right around the corner, and don't be one of those people that waits until the last minute to get that gift for that special someone. What better way to surprise that special someone in your life who loves the Eagles than with Post University branded items and clothing? How do you get those items? Well, you go to postuniversity.com, go to posteagles.com, click on the Fans tab, then choose School Store on the left-hand side, and shop till you drop for all the latest Eagle swag and apparel. Shop today and use the code SAVE20 to receive 20% off orders of $100 or more. Exclusions do apply. That's code SAVE20, SAVE20. It'll expire tomorrow, Saturday, January 31st. Do that today. You can also visit the Lever Student Center on campus. In the campus store, they're open Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. The NE10 Player of the Week for Week 11 is Sean Connolly from St. A's. He posted a 4-point week, 2 goals, 2 assists, and a +4 rating, and a 2-1 week for St. A's. He scored against Framingham State in a victory. Tuesday, he scored a goal in the first period before assisting on 2 third-period goals, including the game winner, and a come-from-behind 4-3 win against St. Mike's on Saturday. Braden Ingram is the NE10 goaltender of the week. He's a freshman out of Beverly Hills, Michigan. Ingram recorded his second career win on Saturday. He picked up a 3-2 overtime win at Wentworth. He made 37 saves in that win. He is the NE10 goaltender of the week. The NE10 rookie of the week is also Sean Connolly because he's a freshman out of Canton, Mass. And we don't have to repeat the fact he had 4 points and had a very good week. So Connolly, the player and rookie of the week, and Braden Ingram, the NE10 goaltender of the week. NE10 conference standings up to the moment. Assumption 26 points. They're 8-2-2 in conference, 14-7-2 overall. St. Mike's has 23 points, so a game behind, 7-3-2 in conference, 12-7-3 overall. St. A's has 19 points, 6-4-2 in conference, 7-10-4 overall. The Ravens we're seeing today, again, big game for them, 18 points, so they're 1 point out of third. 6-6-0 in conference, 8-12-0 overall. Southern New Hampshire has 10 points, so we'll get to their score in a moment. 3-8-2 in conference, 7-10-1 overall. And the Eagles, as you know, 8 points, 2-9-1 in conference, 3-15-1 overall. So 7 games left after today. This is the 8-game stretch to wrap up the regular season for the playoffs. That will start after President's Day weekend. Upcoming, well, first let's give you the updated score from St. A's between Southern New Hampshire and St. A's. Right now, St. A's has taken a 2-1 lead as a goal by Michael Martinetti has given the Hawks a 2-1 lead up in Manchester, New Hampshire. Those two obviously are local rivals, both from Manchester, New Hampshire, a 5-minute drive between the campuses. Eagles want to win this game and get Southern New Hampshire to lose. That'll move them up to the 5th seed in the NE10. Upcoming schedule within the NE10, if we could have that pulled up for me. Technical issues, you gotta love them. Here we go. Upcoming schedule, Southern New Hampshire will play 4 o'clock tomorrow at St. A's in a Game 2 of their 2-game homestand. St. Mike's will play at Assumption again, 4:20 tomorrow. Both games on Flow Sports and the NE10 Now Network. And the Eagles will be at Franklin Pierce. That game also on Flow Sports and the NE10 Now Network. A week from today, Franklin Pierce at St. A's, 6 p.m. up in Manchester. The Eagles will be at St. Michael's for the trip to Burlington, Vermont. 7 p.m. puck drop. Assumption will be at Southern New Hampshire, 7:40 up at Southern New Hampshire. And then everybody will do it again on the 7th, the day before the Super Bowl. Eagles in St. Mike's, 2 p.m. Assumption in Southern New Hampshire, 2:40 p.m. And Franklin Pierce and St. A's on Getaway Day at 3 p.m. That's your look around the NE10 conference. We'll come back with a recap of the second period and a look ahead to the third period as Coach will join me for his thoughts on what has been a good hockey game here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. No score right now here in Shelton. We'll be back in 2 minutes with your second period recap. You're listening and watching the Post University Hockey on the Post University Sports Network. Second period intermission here at the Sports Center of Connecticut, where we have no score between Franklin Pierce and the Eagles. A little bit of technical difficulties here this afternoon, but we thank all of our producers and engineers and camera people who always do yeoman work for us, in particular climbing the ladder of death to get up here to the broadcast center here in Shelton this afternoon. Shots on goal in the second period for the Eagles, 13, a two-period total of 26. For Franklin Pierce, 8, a two-period total of 13. So the Eagles doubling up the Ravens in shots, 26-13. Face-offs, Franklin Pierce still leads, 12-10 in the second, 22-16 overall. Although he felt that the Eagles had won a lot of draws at the beginning of the period and weren't able to follow that up toward the end of the period. But are trailing in draws 22-16. Update from St. A's, still 2-1. St. A's over Southern New Hampshire. As they trailed 1-0, got 2 goals, and now have a 2-1 lead. As we get Coach back in here in just a moment, he'll give us his thoughts on the game so far as we get ready to start the third period in a couple of minutes, getting ready for the teams to take the ice again. Again, Ben hasn't had to work too hard in this game. He's made a couple of good saves. Credit to Jeremy Connor. He's made a couple of 10-bell saves, including the breakaway by McQuegan in the first period. And upon video review internally up here in the booth, the tip was a high stick, and it wasn't as close as maybe we thought it was. Again, we're a little higher up here than probably should be to get a great angle on that goal, but review sort of indicates on the replay that that was a illegal tip on the waved off goal, so credit to the officials there. As the no goal, the only puck to get behind the goaltender so far today, was waved off midway through the second period here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. As Coach makes his way back into the broadcast center, we thank you for joining us wherever you are on the Post University Sports Network. Coach, upon further review, it looks like that goal was tipped in by a high stick.
Yeah, that's, you know what, we got a really good group of, from SID right on down to everyone pitching in. It's a really good group.
Now we have those extra cameras. They got a really good angle on that one.
Yeah, they really did.
So credit to the referee as well for waving that off, as we said. Coach, here we are getting ready to start the third period. Again, the contrast we talked about, the Ravens have been giving up a ton of goals, and they're being outshot 26-13 through 2 periods, but this is a scoreless game, and now we've got 20 minutes to go. Somebody's got to get a win. The Eagles need 3 points more than anything. What do they got to do?
Well, I thought that period, I thought they did a good job with the adjustments that they made of kind of breaking down on the Franklin Pierce forecheck, their scheme, if you will. So they kind of, for the most part, really in that period, Franklin Pierce was chasing most of that period. So you want to keep that up, but also once you do begin to get that type of pressure, it's really important your head's on a swivel and you're counting that 5 when it's even strength, so you know where everybody is, so they can't just pop somebody out and get a cheap one.
As we mentioned, the Eagles will be at Franklin Pierce tomorrow, 7 o'clock on Flow Sports, and at St. Mike's for a 2-game set next weekend, Friday and Saturday. They return home 2 weeks from today, 4 p.m. against Southern New Hampshire, which may be a battle for 5th place, the 5 seed, depending on how things go over the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, this is, again, good opportunity for Post, especially which, I'm sure you talked about it. I just didn't hear where that Southern New Hampshire St. Anselm's game's at.
2-1 St. A's.
So that's something that hopefully the Eagles can take advantage of, right?
One thing I'd like to know, which isn't on our beautiful score sheet here done by our lovely SID, is the amount of shots attempted. So I feel like the Eagles, if they have 26 shots on goal, they probably have 55 shots attempted at this point in the game, because there's been a lot of shots blocked by Franklin Pierce, some intentionally, some not so much intentionally.
Yeah, there have been that. I mean, and that's, you see a fair amount of that at this level too, at a lot of levels, but it's just your ability to get shots off quicker are the difference maker. That tiny hesitation that you might have as a player, it's just easy to get into that shooting lane. And change your orientation too when you come in. If I'm coming straight in at you. It doesn't matter if I come straight in at you and you go 30 feet in, or I go 5 feet in. If my orientation doesn't change, you're still in front of me.
Start of the third period here. Eagles in the home whites going right to left as you look at your screen and dial. Franklin Pierce in the maroon with the blue and white trim going left to right as you look at your screen and dial for the start of the third period. Face-off down. We thank you for joining us on the Post University Sports Network as Gazzardi's stick goes flying and Ben makes a save with the glove. That probably would have gone wide, but since his forward didn't have a stick, 8 seconds into the third, he gloved it and forced the face-off to his left, or to his right, rather.
Yeah, and those are little details like that. You know, that's how you know your goaltender's engaged in a game. He's paying attention to everything.
Santoro and Pick on the draw. Are they tossing Pick? They're tossing Pick, so now it'll be Paganini. Santoro, good job to win it. Nice chop out, but this might be icing. Don't think Atkinson's going to win this race, and he doesn't. It's an interesting coach's theory. Like, Atkinson didn't have a great chance of winning that race, but he busted it for 200 feet. Is that what you want on that kind of play, or do you want him to say, listen, this is going to be an icing, don't burn your treads?
No, listen, I'm a big fan of that. Just like in baseball, I'm going to be out at first, but I'm going to run it out.
So credit to Atkinson, who attempted to break the icing. But because it's an icing, they threw Fish out, and they put Fish back in. Just give him a warning. He does it again, he'll get a penalty. He wins the faceoff clean, back to the point. Here's McGuire, cross ice to Branish. Branish toward the net, stopped by Kunin, who had Pick in front. This number one line for Franklin Pierce. This is the dangerous line. Eagles trying to get the puck out, but they turned it over to McGuire. McGuire sent it toward the net, deflected right on as Paganini got a stick, and he recentered it off Kunin in front. Down goes the body of Gazzardi, and it's kept in by Fish. Fish over here for McGuire. McGuire, top of the near point, holds, wait, shoots. It's deflected, pops over the net. And I'm not sure if that went off Paganini or it went off of Santoro. Then centered in front, and it just rolled wide, the near post. And then re-centered by McGuire. And here's Rieger with an opportunity. Gets up to Santoro. Santoro 2-on-3. Everybody changes behind him. Makes a fancy move over the line. Spindles it behind the net looking for Gazzardi. Gazzardi picks it up on the far corner. Thinks about chipping it back to the point, but he's pinned on the wall there by Fish. Puck squirts up the half wall and out the center where Hope will play it. Hope to Noble as the remaining two Eagle forwards go off on a change. That leaves Kimball in the forecheck as Branish plays it behind his own net. Good job by Kimball, though, the forecheck, and turn it over. Hope keeps it in momentarily and then sent out the center. Chasing after it is Frankel. Frankel's going to pick it up in the near side corner in the Eagle zone. Tries to spin away from Noble. He does successfully. Looking to center, had nobody to center it to. Instead, he gave it up to Kimball, who will chip it out of the zone. Minor sends it in. Noble plays it behind his own net with 2 minutes gone in the third. Still no score here at the Sports Center of Connecticut in the frozen tundra of Shelton, Connecticut. Long pass too far, but deflected, so no icing. Kimball gets a stick on it. McCowell tried to keep it in. It got chopped off his stick and out the center. Glassroot will send a bomb back in to the far corner, played out by Franklin Pearson, and that's dumped down the ice. They're looking for an icing, but that's going to get waved off. Centering pass by Fret, who won the race. Down goes Meyer on his own, so no call there. And the puck played out to center as the beginning of the third period a little bit sloppier than the beginning of the second. O'Connell behind his own net, spins away from the forecheck. Referee gets in the way. That doesn't allow Fret to pick up the puck. Then a long shot from the point, blocked by the 6'7" Glassroot. O'Connell tries to chip it up the wall and out, didn't get it there. Glassroot will go behind his own net to play it. He's on his backhand trying to chip it away. Good pressure by Ursillo, forcing the puck on the near side half wall. O'Connell tries to get it out, and he does to center. That allows some of the Eagles to make a change. Fret inside his own zone with speed, gets to the blue line, dumps it in. Glassroot takes the dump. Glassroot spins away from Ursillo, leaves it for Rieger. Rieger goes to McCowell, goes high up in the air, somehow avoided the roof. Puck on the defense of Franklin Pierce will dump it into the Eagles zone, and Kennedy gives to his D partner Rieger. We've seen a lot of Kennedy and Rieger together today, which we hadn't seen a ton of this season, but now playing together. McGuire takes it in his own zone, so it breaks off the offside. Good play by McQuegan to get a stick on a pass that was going across the ice, but the puck ends up out of the zone, and Rieger and Kennedy will play with it again. Kennedy dumps it in from the near side, rims it around, but Branish standing right there. turns it over to Howe. Howe looking to get it in front of McQuegan. He lost the puck, now pins it on the wall, chipped up the half wall, trying to get it out of the zone is Blanchette. And he does the center, and Rieger will chase after it. Rieger has Kennedy. He'll use Kennedy. As Levon out there, the forecheck, long pass from McQuegan was deflected, so no icing. That means Connor's got to come out and play it. He'll leave it for Branish, who's being watched by Pekka. Goes behind his own net and leaves for Minor. Minor. A lot of people changing on the ice. Leaves it for the newly on the ice Christensen. He'll go behind the net. Puck nearly turned over by Blanchette. Dangerously looking for, I think that was Fish, and brought up on right wing is Nick Fish. Fish dumps it in around the boards near the far. Here's Hope on the far side, picks it up with a little speed, gets out the center looking for Gazzardi, but he turned it over, and now a quick 2-on-1 back in the other way. Good job by Noble, though, to step up on Paganini, not allow a shot there as that dangerous line's right back out there. Eagles got to be careful. Santoro watches Paganini as he dumps it in. Hope goes in. Santoro takes out Paganini. Hope with some good speed gets it to Gazzardi. Here's some rush up the ice, 3-on-3. Here over the line is Hope. Hope, center point, closing in, takes a shot off a leg, deflects it to the far side corner. Kimball gets it down to Gazzardi behind the net, looking to center it out in front. He's got Rieger back at the point. Rieger closes it and takes a shot. That's blocked too by the body of Pick. Puck kept in by Santoro. Santoro with a shot toward the net. Finally found a lane and a glove save by Connor. Both teams with opportunities early here in the third period, Coach, with 5 minutes gone. Still no score.
Yeah, little by little, you're starting to see things kind of open up, right? Just both teams trying to get opportunities, Post trying to stretch a little bit. Excuse me. Pierce taking advantage on some transition in the neutral zone as well.
Kennedy kept it in for a moment, had it roll off his stick out the center, so he'll give to Bolak, who goes back to Rieger. Rieger, long pass looking for Kimball. It rolled off his stick, and the Ravens take it inside their own zone, but a good play by Bolak to chip it off the stick of Tisdale. Tisdale trying to pick it up. The puck goes high into the air, out the center, gloved a can of corn, would they say. Baseball season right around the corner by Rieger, but then Rieger stick checked by Foster, and the puck squirts out the center, and the Eagles will go on a full line change. O'Connell and Bolak collide on the line change. One going off, one coming on. O'Connell able to get back up. Glassrud pins White to the wall, 5-man scrum, and O'Connell, the extra player, comes out with it. 3-on-3. He tries a chip play that McQuegan ended up getting a stick on but couldn't control. Takes it behind the net, tried to center in front. He does this time to Howe. There's a penalty behind the play for a slash, an aggressive slash by the referee. With 5:50 gone in the third period, the Eagles will go to power play number 4. They're 0 for 3. That's going to go on Joshua Tisdale, the sophomore out of Chicopee, Massachusetts. Formerly of the Springfield Picks program I know reasonably well. And the Eagles go to their 4th man advantage and the face-off to Jeremy Connors left.
I'm wondering if we might not see more than that too. Referee was pointing at the bench and pointing to someone to go to the box. Maybe it was just that one individual didn't agree and wasn't going.
Saw something the other day in the Ranger Islander game I had never seen before. The one team takes 3 minor penalties on the same play. I'd never seen that before. You had a boarding penalty, a tripping penalty, and a cross-checking penalty in the same sequence, and they called all 3.
Wow. That's a bad day at the office right
there.
there.
Yeah, and the Islanders didn't score in the 5-on-3, but they did score in the 5-on-4, so
right.
they at least made something out of that as they swept away the Rangers
they're
over the weekend. So actually 2 penalties here.
Yeah.
We've got Isaiah Frankel's been in the box once, and we've got Tisdale's been in the box. And the Eagles have a big opportunity here, 5-on-3.
Yeah, there was something that the official didn't like because he pointed pretty vociferously at that player, sent him in.
Kennedy to Rieger. Crossover on right wing with a shot. Puck is stopped as Santoro found a puck on a nice pass, but a save there. So we'll get the official call. It's a slash for sure on Tisdale. We'll see what they call on Frankel, maybe on sportsmanlike conduct. But the Eagles have an opportunity here, 5-on-3. 5:59 gone in the third.
Yeah, this is an opportunity. Move the puck quick, move it around, get shots, crash the net, and bury something.
Kennedy closes in, takes a shot looking for the far side. Can't find it. And it is from sportsmanlike conduct officially. Howe fanned on his shot attempt. He's being checked hard by the aggressive work of Branish. A puck back to the point to Rieger. Rieger looking for a lane. Kennedy, one-timer. Right on Rieger, he score!
There
It's
it is.
Atkinson who found a loose puck, and at 6:18, the Eagles take a 1-0 lead as Owen Atkinson found a loose puck on the shot by Kennedy, and the Eagles find a way to get a power play goal, and they lead 1-0.
Yeah, and again, composure so important for all the younger players watching. Composure so important, and that was a difference maker right there. And Post moved the puck very well and took advantage of that.
For Atkinson, goal number 1 on the season for Atkinson. His first of the year, his second point. The assist will be Kennedy and Rieger. At 6:18, a power play goal for Kennedy. His team leading 11 point for Rieger, now second on the team with 9 points. As the Eagles go up 1-0 on a 2-man advantage power play goal. But one thing we've noticed in NE10 conference play is these penalties seem to even up. So the Eagles have to be careful because these officials tend to look.
Yeah, I mean, again, we always have that conversation. Win your battles with your feet, not your stick. And that's important for the next 13-27 for sure.
Atkinson is first from Kennedy and Rieger at 6:18 on the power play. So the Eagles get their 13th power play goal of the season, almost doubling up their total from all of last year now, where their power play was not very good. Norling gets to the red line, dumps it in. Still a minute to go on the power play because they scored on a 5-on-3. Norling on the near point, dumps it down around the boards, looking for somebody, but Madsey sends it out all the way down the ice. Not sure who the Eagles were looking for down there, but Madsey found it, sends it all the way down. Kennedy right back out. 40 seconds remaining on the power play. Kennedy makes a move. Long pass up here on left wing to Pekka. Pekka gets in over the line, leaves it for Kennedy, but the puck turned over and sent all the way down. Santoro to Atkinson. Atkinson gets to the red line, dumps it in, just scored his first goal of the year. Around the boards, fanning on the clear, kept in by Rieger. Rieger looking towards it, gets a deflection in front. I think that was Santoro who got a stick on it. Puck goes back to Kennedy on left point. Looks across the ice for Rieger. Rieger holds, waits, fakes, finds a lane, still fakes, takes a shot, stopped by Connor. Santoro on the goal line, fakes his slap shot. Power play over, so the Eagles finally get one on the board. They're 1 for 5. Santoro spindled it down for Kennedy, lost the puck, and sent out to center. So now the Eagles have a 1-0 lead. After the 2-man advantage goal, last time they were home they had a lead as well, and game was tied with 3.8 seconds remaining in regulation time. Bolak brings it in over the line. That was the only point the Eagles have gotten since the beginning of the calendar year, which turned out to be a 6-5 overtime loss. Puck squeezed to center where Noble will send it right back in, right on the goal line extended. And the puck goes behind the net, spin all the way around the near side, up the half wall. Eagles doing a good job keeping it in, but finally the Ravens will make an attempt to get it out, and they feed a pass up the left wing side to Mitchell too far. This could be an icing, and it is. Hope had to get on his horse because Mitchell was trying to pass him, but Hope got there. And with 8:47 gone in the third, Eagles lead 1-0, Coach.
Yeah, now's the time for the importance. For the players, it's execution. For the coaches, it's matching lines.
As we've talked about a couple times in the game, the Eagles have looked up, like very up in this game. So getting that goal here in the third period should keep that upness for them, and hopefully they'll keep it going. Here's Mitchell. Gets to the blue line, tried to dump it in the Eagles' zone, but they did a good job of holding strong, looking for a quick pass to Kimball. Couldn't get it. Instead, taken away again by Mitchell. Mitchell goes across the ice, finds the pass of Tisdale, shot right on, stopped by Kunin. Rieger goes high in the air looking for a streaking Howell. Not sure if Howell's going to win the race. Howell does win the race. Nice job to get around Madsey, win that race on that chip pass that would have been an icing if he hadn't, but then he turns it over. Good job kept in the zone as McQuegan stepped up and forcing another Ravens turnover as Glassroot will pick it up inside his own zone. Eagles have done a good job standing the line, getting loose pucks in this game so far. Top to bottom, outside of only scoring one goal, this has been one of their better performances this season. High in the air, gloved by McQuegan, chipped into the zone. Stopped by Connor. Probably would have been a good idea because that might have gone in the net. So no icing. And then steal by McQuegan. McQuegan in front with a shot that's stopped by Connor as he stole the puck behind the net and then came out in front. He had I think that was Pekka. Chose to take the shot versus the pass, but a good save by Connor. Puck chipped to Pick. Pick looking to go Paganini. Puck sent back to Connor. Pick picks it up again. A loose stick in the middle of the ice as well. Brought up the center. Paganini taken down on a nice aggressive hit by Atkinson and clean, but then they turn it right over. Branish wanted to bring it in, but offsides was Paganini, so he had to stop. Instead, he rimmed it around, and now the Eagles come out with Santoro. Santoro gets the center over the line on right wing, chips it around the defense of Branish, looking for Atkinson. Atkinson, body position on McGuire, has Gazzardi down there. Gazzardi let it roll by, and then Branish picks it up on the near side and brings it out. Branish, long cross-ice pass, looking for the streaking Paganini, but he's offsides, and Rieger takes him down, though not intentionally after the whistle. That was more of a timing thing. As the long pass to Paganini, that should send this faceoff all the way back into the Raven zone. With 9:20 to go in regulation time, 1-0 Eagles on the power play goal by Atkinson from Rieger and Kennedy at 6:18.
All these little plays now are going to become important. Things like Howell beating out the icing. This particular icing here, zone time is so important, especially when you have a slim lead.
Faceoff was to Connor's right, won by the Eagles. Meyer took a shot at it. Puck got sent to center. Now returned back to the Raven zone, and McGuire will look up the middle, trying to find Fred. It rolls off his body to Hope. Hope then tries to go the other way, looking for Hawkins. It's gloved down. Meyer chases after it. Puck rolled just off of Hawkins' stick, and back the other way comes Ursillo. Ursillo over the line. That was offsides, and a shot after the whistle, and Hope took exception to that, and now some pushing and shoving in the far side corner. I get Hope's frustration there, but I don't necessarily think. I think that's a timing play as well. Same thing like Rieger's hit on Paganini after the whistle. I don't think Sterling intended, wasn't trying to be unsportsmanlike on that shot. I think that was timing.
Yeah, no, I mean, just watching it, he was following through as the whistle was being blown. So he was trying to take the shot before that whistle.
So Hope's going to get penalty. Let's see if they take them both, and they do. That's a break for the Eagles.
Yeah.
You don't want Hope just to go alone. So 4-on-4. And you can see Ben talking to his players, telling him, take it easy, take it easy. That's, now you're going to open up the ice a little bit. It's 4-on-4 with 8:58 to go in the third. So roughing to both Hope and Sterling at 11:02. We'll play 4-on-4. And I always have to question now, since we've seen some weird officiating through some of these games and the manpower situations, but I believe coincidental minors lead to a 4-on-4, and that's where we are. Ravens win the faceoff, send it around the boards from far to near. Glassrud gets it first. Glassrud on that Zamboni wall does a good job to avoid the check of Frankel. Tries to chip it up the wall and gives it to Kimball. Kimball behind his net to O'Connell, looks to Glassrud. Glassrud has Kimball streaking on left wing. Kimball over the line looking to get around the defense of Christensen. Instead goes back to Glassrud looking for a shot. It gets deflected and goes into the far side corner. Murray trapping him down low as the Eagles make a change behind the play to bring Gazzardi on the ice. Glassrud has Frankel go around him. He cruises into the slot, turns it over, and the puck sent back to center. 1:20 to go on the 4-on-4, 8:15 to go in regulation time, 1-0 Eagles. Puck dumped in. Rieger will be there first behind his net. Rieger being chased aggressively by Branish, who's playing down from the defense position. Rieger will go for a skate, as this is the second time he goes around the net. And now Rieger with some speed gets to center. Rieger waits, holds, over the line. Nice chip pass looking for Santoro. He'll chase it in. Santoro lays the hit on White while trying to come up with the puck. It squirts into the far side corner. Up on the half wall now. Santoro pins the puck there. Now 3 players in the scrum. A 3-on-1 with Franklin Pierce as the Eagles are changing behind the play. McQuegan came on, and now here's McGuire. Doug McGuire up the center. He's over the line. Waits, tries to find a lane, turned it over as he made a bad pass, and here's Kennedy. Kennedy gets the center. He'll dump it in. Doesn't get deep enough, but McQuegan picked it up. McQuegan, who had the best shot, it didn't go in this game, stopped right on by Connor. And the puck sent back to center to Noble. Eagles doing a good job again with puck control. Over the line, long shot, sticked away by Connor. Puck popped up in the air away from Atkinson. McGuire tries to spin it up the wall, has no speed on it, and O'Connell keeps it in. O'Connell, the Howell, shot from the the top of the near circle. It lay there at the bottom of the circle because it got deflected, and back come the Ravens the other way. Here's Pick. Pick over the line. Austin Pick, though, checked by O'Connell, and the puck comes free to center as the 4-on-4 is over. We're back to full strength 5-on-5 with 6:54 to go in the third. Still 1-0 Eagles on the Owen Atkinson goal on the power play at 6:18. Sterling, who just came out of the box, looking for a long pass, but Kennedy steals it away. Feeds it up the middle as there was a heavy forecheck presence by the Ravens inside the Eagle zone. And then a long pass too far. This should be icing, and it is. As Rieger goes back to touch with 6:33 to go in regulation time. Still no score. Coach, good job on the 4-on-4 of puck control by the Eagles. They had most of it.
Yeah, and now it's important for the defenseman of post to really pay attention, counting that 5 opponents in front of you, because they're going to be looking to stretch. They're going to be looking to fly. You got to know where everybody is.
Santoro on the draw to Connor's left with Sterling. Clean win by Santoro. I don't think he's gotten much credit on the faceoffs today as he should. He's won some really good faceoffs. Sterling ends up picking it up behind the net. He goes down momentarily on a check by Atkinson. Spindles it around the net now to the far side. Puck chopped up in the air by Paganini and out the center. Rieger takes a pass from Kennedy, gets to the red line and dump it in. Dump and chase time, a bouncer that a shortstop would have liked to glove that Connor couldn't. Instead, it chipped away to Gazzardi. Gazzardi comes out the far side, D to D to Kennedy. Kennedy in front, looking for Santoro, goes back to Kennedy. Kennedy waits, finds a lane, takes a shot that gets blocked. Santoro tried a one-timer from the bottom of the circle. It bounced off his stick as it's, again, like a baseball on a bad infield. As the puck rims around, which is a little shocking considering, again, how cold it is outside. You'd think the ice would be like a little more frozen. Madsen looking up for Sillo, a little bit too far. Eagles will spin it right back in. No icing. Meyer in there to forecheck as Tisdale found Madsen. Madsen gets to center. Oh, Macau gets a good stick on it. That puck sent down around the boards. Here's Hope. Just out of the box himself. Hope gets it to center, but turned it over. Brought back in is Fret. He'll send it around, going for the referee's head. He ducks. It comes to the near side. Macau tries to get it out of the zone as the Franklin Pierce forecheck not doing a lot as the Eagles are able to get the puck and get right back out. Macau now behind his own net takes the puck. Behind the back pass to Meyer. 5 minutes to go in regulation time, 1-0. Eagles. Macau turns it over but gets it to O'Connell. O'Connell chipped it up the center. Eagles make a line change, get Pekka out there. As now the Ravens struggling inside their own zone. They'll go to Christensen. Christensen tries to get it out. Good job to keep it in by Howell. And then a turnover at center to Pekka, who'll just send it right back into the zone. Connor had to make a save. Puck chipped up the wall, not out. Finally does get out. Hits off that same linesman for the third time in the game, as he's going to be black and blue by the time this game is over. And the Ravens chip it up the wall looking for Fret. Fret tries to get it out. McQuegan steps up, though. Looks like a high stick if they touched it, but the Eagles touched it for some reason. That'll allow play to continue. Centering pass in front, but every Raven went for a line change, so nobody was there on the centering pass. Break for the Eagles. Kennedy takes a puck on a pass. McGuire checks him off. Kimball finds it, dumps it in. As we mentioned, Eagles in dump and chase time. Just trying to keep the puck deep inside the Raven zone with 4 minutes to go in regulation time, 1-0. Puck in the knees of the fallen Drew White, who's more than happy to seems to sit on it. Now he's going to pin it up on the wall. Ravens are the team who need the puck. I'm not sure why they want to pin it up on the wall. But McGuire comes away with it, looks for a long pass ahead, trying to find the stick of Mitchell. Mitchell tipped it in. Hope picks it up behind the net with speed and spins away from Mitchell. Hope keeps going. He's up to the red line. He's up to the blue. He's over the line. Finally gets stick checked from behind by Blanchette, but Hope does a good job to keep playing with it. And a frustrated Nick Fish holds him and throws him to the ground. Is going to be a penalty on Franklin Pierce, and that's a frustration penalty by Nick Fish, the junior out of Ashland, Massachusetts, who took down the aggressive James Hope, who pushed his way down the ice, drew a penalty at 16:47, and the Eagles will go to power play number 6. As Fish not happy, but bad play by him.
Yeah, and again, we talked about that, right? I mean, it works both ways, winning those battles with your feet, not your sticks.
And you can hear Ben yelling, if you can hit the audio, smart plays here, smart plays here. He's fired up, for sure, and this whole team has been fired up today, to their credit and Coach Richter's credit. Everybody's been playing their game well, and one of the better played games the Eagles have had all season. Still time left, and the Eagles have to have a power play and then see how the last few minutes go. But if they get a goal here, that'll make their lives a lot easier. Here's Kennedy. Circles around his net, gets to the center. He's over the line, gives to Atkinson, who carries up on left wing. Atkinson tried to dump it around the wall, fan on his dump. Instead, it ends up in the corner, and Kennedy picks it back up. Kennedy holds, top of the near circle, closes, back to Rieger. Rieger with a shot that's gloved by Connor. Good setup. Rieger was closing in. He was at the top of the far circle, took that wrist shot that was gloved by Connor with 2:48 to go in the third.
Yeah, again, control the puck, right? You want to use that whole minute 35. Unless we can get ourselves a grade A, just control the puck. Clock's your friend right now.
Santoro won that draw. Howell back to Rieger. Rieger over here for Kennedy. Kennedy, top of the near circle, looks, holds, gives to Pekka. Pekka spins with it, half wall, goes down low to Howell. Howell and Pekka change positions. It goes back to Kennedy on the near point. Cross ice to Rieger. Rieger holds, waits, goes across with a one-timer by Howell. Again, rebound in front. Santoro had a blast at it. It was stopped by Connor. They've worked that play to Howell 3 or 4 times in this game on the power play, and he's missed all 4 one-timers. But it's a nice setup. Howell's just got to bury one of them. But the Eagles maintain possession as O'Connell brings it out from behind his own net. Tried to dump it deep. Good job by the Ravens to stack the line. But now Hope over the line, who drew the penalty. Hope takes a shot that goes nowhere near anybody, all the way through the slot and around. Kept in by Macau, looking for Murray. Puck sent back to Macau, center point. Macau across the ice to Hope. Hope has O'Connell. Instead, he'll dump it behind the net to Murray. Murray, with time and space, comes over here for Macau. Macau closing in, looking for a shot that gets blocked. Kept in by Hope. Hope to O'Connell, center point. Looks for the shot that goes wide. He was looking for a deflection more than anything else. Macau comes out the other side. O'Connell, cross ice. Macau takes a shot right on. Rebound, lay there again. It's bouncing in the crease. No whistle blown yet. Puck is still free, and finally Connor gets on top of it with 11 seconds remaining on the Eagle power play and 1:24 to go in regulation time. Still 1-0. Eagles. We're going to see a lot of this Fish, Pick, and Paganini line when this power play ends.
Yeah, there's no question with that. They're gonna load up.
11 seconds remaining on the Eagle power play. See if anybody's calling a timeout now. They're not. Just a very slow change. Face off to Connors right. 11 seconds remaining on the Eagles' 7th power play. Face off won by the Eagles. Steps in McQuegan with a shot stopped by Connor. Right on. Meyer behind his own net. Checked off by McGuire. Power play expires now. 72 seconds remaining in regulation time. Puck sent behind the net. We're 5-on-5. Look for Connor to get pulled for a 6th attacker at some point. Puck pinned on the half wall inside the Ravens zone a minute to go in the third. Eagles are just happy to pin it there. If they could do it for 60 more seconds, they'd be thrilled. But finally they turn it over. And out Sterling feeds up to Ursillo. Ursillo gets to the red line and is chopped down, but there's going to be an Eagle penalty, I believe. Or is that a Raven penalty? Let's see. I think it's an Eagle penalty, right?
It is. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously you don't want to you don't want to go 6-on-4, but the benefit you have is you can ice the puck now.
So Howell, 2 for tripping at 19-13. Timeout, Franklin Pierce. Now, we saw this a couple weeks ago. This exact same situation, except it was 5-5. It was 5-4, not 1-0. And the Eagles gave up a goal with 3.8 seconds to go in regulation time. That led to a tie and ultimately an overtime loss. So, what do they have to do differently, Coach?
Well, the important thing is to win the draw. And I think you got to pressure that first player. Certainly from blue line out, wherever that puck may be, that first guy, you got to go hard, you got to pressure. Because at that point, right, if you're retrieving pucks off the wall out of a corner, you're getting them off the wall, you can't see behind you. Can't see behind you, so that's your best opportunity. Just be careful not to board anybody, but pressure. And try to force them to make some long passes. If you can pressure them from their blue line in and force them to make a long pass, there's a better chance that they'll actually ice the puck.
46.7 seconds to go in regulation time. Don't forget to join us after the game for the 3 stars. And if the Eagles hold on for victory, we'll have a couple of players up here in the broadcast booth. We'll get to test out that brand new banner that we've put up. Maybe it's the good luck charm we all need up here.
We'll see. We'll know in 46.7.
46.7 to go. The Eagle 4, Santoro, Murray, Glassroot, and O'Connell. The Franklin Pierce 6 because Connor has been pulled. Sterling, Paganini, Fish, Pick, McGuire, and Ursillo. So they're playing 5 forwards, 1 defenseman. Ursillo and Murray on the draw. Murray wins that draw clean. Eagles can ice it. O'Connell ripped it around the glass, and it is kept in. Sterling, center point goes across to McGuire, 35. McGuire, left point, now center point. Has Santoro watching him, goes across the ice to Paganini. Paganini leads from McGuire, but they fumbled the setup, and McGuire picked it up again. O'Connell watching McGuire. McGuire, center point, brings it down here on the half wall to Pick. Pick centers it down in front of the puck, laying the crease. Ben can't find it. The shot's over the net. Santoro tried to rip it around, can't get it out. McGuire with 15, holds, brings it down to Paganini. Back to McGuire, one-timer from the point, blocked in front. O'Connell lost control. Back to McGuire with 4. McGuire holds, waits, one shot blocked by Santoro. Rebound, the game is over. And Ben Cunin with shutout number 4 on the season, continuing to add to his program record with a 1-0 shutout here at the Sports Center of Connecticut as the Eagles come away with a victory this afternoon. And they mob Ben Cunin, but credit to everybody on this team, Coach. 1-0 win today here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. The lone goal, Owen Atkinson at 6:18 on the power play from Kennedy and Rieger. For Atkinson, his first of the year, and that's what held strong. The Eagles had 13 shots in the third, so 13 in each period, lucky 13. The game total 39. For Franklin Pierce, a mere 6. Game total of 19. So the Eagles outshot them 39-19. Total shots 70-33, which says a lot as well. Faceoffs, Franklin Pierce had 8 in the third. The Eagles had 8 in the third, so 30-24 for Franklin Pierce. Coach, all in an excellent, excellent hockey game by the Eagles. 1-0, Ben's 4th career shutout. And 3 stars before we get there, and then we'll see who we're going to get up here. Brought to you by Post University, who wants you to ask yourself, are you a Post person? Post makes it personal with fast, flexible, and affordable programs that are designed to help you achieve your goals no matter where you are on your academic journey. Post offers online, hybrid, and on-campus degree programs to meet your needs. For more information on all the Post degree programs, visit campus, take a tour, or apply, because it is the application season. Go to post.edu. That's post.edu. Coach, your 3 stars.
Yeah, my first star with his first varsity goal and as the 19th skater, Owen Atkinson. Second star, again, with just another great game in the net. Nice to see him back and looking healthy, is Ben Cunin, my second star. And actually, my third star goes to a player. I got Mateo Pekka as my third star. And the reason I have that is a 5-on-5 on the penalty kill, played the game the right way, really made some really heads up, moving pucks, getting back, really played a good game. And then as an honorable mention, honestly, you can't overlook Jeremy Connor. I mean, he gave his team every opportunity to win.
Credit to Jeremy Connor, I would throw in there, and I thought it's probably the best game I've seen him play, top to bottom, with Joe Santoro. He didn't get a point, obviously, but he looked great out there today. That's the kind of game I think everybody's been expecting from him. And again, I don't want to tell you I can, verbatim tell you every road game, but this was a game he played really well top to bottom, both defensively and offensively.
Yeah, there's no question.
Yep. Hopefully, if you're watching our feed right now, you're not getting dizzy as the camera is being moved. As we set up our brand new shot with the exciting Post University banner for the interview post game.
Took all a break to paint that in the basement, let me tell you.
Coach did an excellent job painting that in the basement. Jeff Nelson, Coach Pete Whitney. Eagles 1-0 win. See if we can get an update on the St. A's game. See if the Eagles have moved themselves into 5th place or not while we are waiting. And hello to everybody at home. See if we can get the updated score here. Big win for the Eagles. They should feel good now going up to to Franklin Pierce tomorrow, Coach, for the second half of the home and home.
Yeah,
Franklin Pierce is going to be irritated for sure.
That'll be a good one. I'm looking forward to sitting by the wood stove and watching that one.
Southern New Hampshire is a 3-2 lead midway through the third period up at St. A's. So everything will close up a little bit if Southern New Hampshire keeps that lead, or if they lose.
Yeah.
So probably won't have that final score before we get off the air. We're hoping to effort Ben Cunine. My side deal with Ben is that for every shutout, he's guaranteed an interview after the game. So he seems to like to come up here. He's got 4 shutouts, all of them at home.
And he's figured out to take the leg pads off too.
And the skates.
And the skates. Very important. Very important to take the skates
before you
off.
climb up the ladder of death here at the Sports Center of Connecticut.
Yep.
But, Coach, I don't know what the right phrase is, but a cerebral game by the Eagles. They played very well. They held the blue line well. Again, a lot of shots. We joke about the shots. A lot of shots, 1 goal. Still, that's a story for another day. But when you play as well defensively as you did, and I can't remember that many really big saves Ben had to make today. A couple, 1 or 2, but every goalie has to. But it wasn't Ben stealing the show as much as the defense stealing the show.
No, it was a real good example of that team game. Players just playing responsibly in their positions and doing their individual jobs, and that's really what happens, right? When you stop doing what your job is and try to do a little bit more, try to do someone else's job, then no one's doing your job, and it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy and pucks are in the net. There was very, very little scrambling around by Post today. They, in the defensive zone, they had good composure. They were marking up, picking up their players, and they did a good job of kind of cracking that attack by Franklin Pierce, where they brought 3 strong on the wall, and they began to reverse pucks. They began to move guys into open spots, and they're able to break it out and kind of beat that a little bit. So it'll be fun game to watch tomorrow to see what adjustments are made. And a 1-0 game, there's not like a ton of adjustments you feel like that you can make, other than we got to figure out a way to score some more goals.
Little housekeeping. Franklin Pierce falls to 8-13-0 on the season, 6-7-0 in conference. The Eagles move to 4-15-1 overall, 3-9-1 in conference. So just officially 10 points. The Ravens still have 18, but the gap closes. The Eagles have 11 points. The gap closes a little bit, and now you're only 7 points out. You come out with behind them, figure out a way to get 3 tomorrow, and now you're 4.
Yes, yeah, and these are always good games. It's always been a great rivalry with Franklin Pierce. And I think the one thing for the Eagles to watch for tomorrow is to be sure what, if any, extracurriculars that they got involved in during this game, is that they are aware of that tomorrow. And tomorrow's just a brand new day. And again, your opponent, if you're playing the game, I think if you're playing the game the right way, your opponent is nameless and faceless. It doesn't matter who you're playing. You're going to play your game your way. Obviously, make some adjustments depending on who your opponent is, but you just play your game and you take it to them. They dictated play for the most part, I thought, once we got into that second period. I thought Post did a pretty good job of doing that, and that's the approach that you have to take.
As we await, hopefully Ben Cunine and Owen Atkinson up here. You have to wonder, and it's probably a question for Coach Richter more than anything else. You know, the game at Assumption last week, that was probably the low point. They gave up 8.
Yep.
Didn't look good. Ben's been hurt. It was a different attitude out of this team today from the jump, really. And it was noticeable, players talking to each other, Ben directing traffic. Again, Santoro didn't take a bad penalty. He looked good all over the ice. His block. It was a different-looking team today, so I wonder if maybe that was the bottom and maybe they figured out that they have 8 games left. They got to get through it. And
Yeah, well,
start
again,
winning.
like to your point, with 8 games left, you can look at it a couple ways, right? When you're an upperclassman, is we got 8 games left, we just get through the end of the season, or you could take the approach: we have 8 games left. I can still do some business in this conference as we keep going here, because you'll be in the playoffs, and anything can happen once you get there, because all those are just one and done. So. It's good to see the transformation a little bit, like you said, was coming together, if you will, around Ben, right? And they've always appreciated Ben. I think there's no question about that. And I think he's one of those guys that, when you can have a player that your teammates really love to play around and for, and that player coincidentally is your goaltender, that can carry you a long way.
And it looked that way today for sure. And congratulations to the Eagles on the 1-0 victory over Franklin Pierce this afternoon, as really a 21-man effort. Technically you have 3 goalies on the roster, right? So it's 22.
Yes, yeah.
22-man roster technically.
Yeah.
But the Eagles looked. That was the team we've seen at times throughout the year, but this time it was a full 60 minutes of doing that, as I believe we got Owen Atkinson coming over here.
Yeah.
Let's hope he's learned the lesson that others have in climbing the ladder of death, is not wearing his skates. He doesn't look like he is. He's moving way too fast.
Moving pretty good.
Yeah. Wised up. He's got his slides on, so that's encouraging. We're going to have Owen Atkinson up here in a moment in front of our brand new post-university sign, which I'm very excited to show off to the public.
Thank you.
Sorry. All right, Owen, congratulations.
Thank you.
First goal of the season. Talk to me about the goal first.
We knew we had a 5-on-3 coming in, and we really wanted to emphasize getting the puck to the net and having a screen on it. Reegs went over to Cans. Cans fired it. Just tapped it home.
Talk to me about what you guys look for on a 5-on-3 like that. You have 2 minutes 5-on-3 time. You're spreading the ice. You're looking for those opportunities. Owen and Aiden passing it, finding that opportunity. Rebound looks for you. What are you guys talking about before that 5-on-3 begins?
Usually just rotational work up and down. Joey will pop off as a bit of like a bumper guy, and then we'll look for Howie right there in the middle. But today we noticed they didn't cover the front of the net, so we usually just went low to high, shot, have a guy basically pick them and send a guy to the net, tap.
Coach and I talked about it several times. We've obviously watched most of these games and been a part of most of these games from this perspective. This was one of the better team efforts we've seen top to bottom all year. You guys were talking from the jump. Ben was calling out things. You guys were all moving around. What was different about today than may have been earlier in this month?
I think it came a lot this week with preparation. Coach Richter preached the entire week on emptying the tank, because you saw it out there what a team we can be if we empty the tank. And basically all week, whether it was the first minute of a drill or the hour-and-a-half mark of a drill, it's just go, 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 go. And that was the result out there today.
So you got your first goal of the season, and we'll wrap it up on 2 more questions. We'll wrap it up in a moment. But one of the things we also talk about is the struggle offensively for this team. You guys put a lot of shots on net. You hit 39 today, 1 goal today. Connor played well, but still struggling a little bit to get the puck in the net. What do you guys need to do differently beyond this change in the game to get more pucks into that net?
I think a little bit of it was incorporated into today's game, just getting eyes in front of the goalie. If he can't see it, with the big guys that we have on this team, he's going to build up rebounds, because the last 3 games our emphasis has been shoot low pad, pop out rebounds, because a lot of the goalies we bring out big rebounds, so just shoot for a purpose.
Perfect. Talk to me about what you do now. So now you're going to head up there. You guys leave tonight, tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
2 o'clock.
Okay. Nice 4-hour or so bus ride.
Oh, yeah. Like 3 hours to Winchendon. Yeah.
What do you guys do over these next 18 hours or so to sort of get – it's 7 o'clock, so about 24 hours. What do you guys do in that 24 hours to get yourself ready to do this same thing again tomorrow?
Yeah, because that was the big emphasis on Richter's speech in the locker room. Job's not finished yet. We didn't come here for 1 point this weekend. We came here for 2 wins. And hydrate, do whatever you need, bandage up, be ready to go.
Perfect. Owen Atkinson, the game-winning goal, his first of the year, a power play goal, 6:18 from Rieger and Kennedy. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good job. Yeah, need Benny. Thank you. Thank you. Good luck tomorrow. Forgot to tell him we had the banner up for him and could have, How's it look, by the way? Everybody like the banner? Does it look good? Okay. Listen, anything's better than the scaffolding that and the Trumbull hockey bags that we had to watch behind it. Hi, everybody. We await Ben Cunine, and our deal is when he shuts out a team, he gets to come up here. So now he's shut out a team, and he gets to come up here. He's coming. He's down there. I saw him making his way around. Here he comes. I'm making the injured goaltender climb a ladder. That's probably not the best move. How we doing?
Great to see you.
Great to see you.
Thank you.
So I forgot to mention to Forgot to mention to Owen, by the way, that our brand new post banner is here today, and now
nice.
instead of the scaffolding behind you.
Love it.
And you know our deal: for every shutout you have, you get to come up here and get interviewed. So now this is 4 for 4. Talk to me first about the shutout, your game today. What did you see? There are not a ton of opportunities in front of you today. Good defensive performance overall.
No, it was great. We really we played together. We shut them down. I mean, there was probably one flurry in the second that was pretty much all their grade A's the entire game. And then as you saw, like right at the end, Joey, like getting in front of 2 shots, like that's a game-winning play, right? Because we've seen it before this season, past seasons, like that hits a pant or a shin pad and, can't really do anything about it. So that's a game-winning play right there. And I'm just so proud of the guys, so proud of Aki too, getting his first of the year. And he's been working so hard, and we really needed this one bad.
So see if you give me the same answer he gave me. You guys look more fired up than you have in a long time as a team, top to bottom. It showed in this game. What was the difference between last weekend, that tough loss at Assumption, and now here? What changed in those 6 days?
Yeah, it was kind of just – even that game last week, it was like we started well, and then it kind of just felt like as soon as that first one went in, we kind of just spiraled. And this week we were just talking about fighting adversity. We came together. We had a lot of good practices. Coach was preaching just emptying the tank every single day.
Same phrase, to be fair.
Yep,
there you go.
Phrase. There you go. So, I mean, I think we bought in tonight. I thought even if we took a penalty, we were like, you know what, whatever, we're going to kill this off. And it was just top to bottom, great effort. Coaching, everyone in the lineup, even the guys who weren't in today, the energy was great. So it was good.
Let's talk about you. How are you feeling? Obviously coming off a little bit of an injury there. How are you feeling?
Good. It was a little oblique and abdomen thing in that Assumption game at home, but Donovan helped me. Got back within a week, so that was good. And it's been a tough couple weeks, so really, really good to get this win.
You
Feels
expect
really
him to go
good.
tomorrow?
Not sure, but I'll be ready to go, if so, and enjoy this. And then once I leave, we're getting ready for FP again tomorrow.
So what do you do over these next 24 hours? Because your game's at 7 o'clock tomorrow. What are you going to do over these next presumably play tomorrow. What are you going to be doing over these next 24 hours?
Go back, get a good meal in me. Probably, I like watching film right away because I like, once the next day comes, I like flushing it out. So probably watch a little film today. Then get some rest, hang out with the guys, maybe watch some hockey, and then back to work tomorrow. So
how do you guys do this again tomorrow?
I think right from the jump, I think coaches preached before playing in 5-minute intervals. I think that helps us a lot. I think we can sometimes be worried about too far in the distance of the game, and then things will get mucky in here, and things we can't control kind of get out of hand, and we let it get down on us. But I think playing where you are, being where your feet are, 5 minutes at a time, and I think we can get another win tomorrow.
Last question before we let Ben Cunine go, coming off of his 4th shutout of the season, an 18 save effort actually this afternoon. So one of the things that we talk about up here is you guys have 4 wins this season.
Yeah.
4 of them are shutouts by Ben Cunine.
Yes.
Can't win every game by hoping you shut them out.
Yes.
What's the next step offensively for this team to put more pucks in the net? Even today, 39 shots, 1 goal. What's the next step?
Yeah, I mean, their goalie did a good job today. I mean, he he made some really, really good saves. I told him that after, too. Big thing for us is I like when we get those mucky goals. Like we saw in that shootout we had at Assumption. It maybe besides one that Scotty won and the power play one, the other three were just, getting to pucks to the net. I think traffic is big in college hockey. You need to get in front of the goalie's eyes. A lot of goalies most days are going to stop pucks they see. So I think doing that and then keep working on the power play and, the goals will come. The goals will come.
Ben Kunin is forced shutout, a 19-save, 18-save effort. I had 19. They moved to 18. 18-save effort is fourth of the season, fourth win of the season. Ben, congratulations.
Thank you very much, Jeff. Appreciate
That's it for all of us. Coach Whitney, everybody around the post-university program. Final score, 1-0 Eagles. We'll see you in 2 weeks as the Eagles will host Southern New Hampshire here on February 13th. Have a good night, everybody.